That is your Cloud of Daggers square. And he... Oh, he doesn't even have to make a... Oh my god, he doesn't even have to make a save, or you make an attack roll. It just does damage.
Oh, wow.
That's just guaranteed damage. That's...
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome, actually. Damn, why didn't I take that with my wizard? How's it going, everybody? We are back with another D&D one-shot. I'm joined by my new friend, Rico Siempre. Rico?
I'm here. Yeah.
I think that was your cue to introduce yourself, pal.
And a longtime friend of the channel, Pokey's Crypt.
Hello, hi, howdy.
We are going to be playing a session for you today, and let's introduce our characters a little bit, shall we? Rico, who are you playing, and what are they?
I'm literally playing myself.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm aside from being a VTuber RN educator, because I am an IRL nurse. I'm also a self-proclaimed bard. So, and a bard is what I play as usually when I play D&D.
Hell yeah!
That didn't work.
And Pokey, could you introduce us to your character?
My character's Valerie. That's all the name you need to know. She's worked around basically going around trying to make things better in the world with her as an artificer, trying to make things better with her own inventions, her own ways. And if things go good, if things turn up better for her as a result of this, hey, who's to argue with this,
Yeah, who's to argue? All right. Well, we are introduced to the characters. Let's move on to your adventure. Welcome to the world of Altamus. We are going to journey on over to Kyrtan, to the northeast. Noon has passed some short time ago, and the sun hangs high over the city of Kyrtan, home to mostly humankind, and often referred to as the capital of the sun, due to the intensity the sun sometimes brings on particularly clear days. Despite the sunshine, a dour mood has been cast over the poorer side of this town. Recent reports have spoken of a possible murder at the residence of a dragonborn man, the late Graz Hulft, who has been slain in his own home. This case takes a turn when it's noted that the deceased seems to bear no wounds or signs of toxic activity, aside from a gut full of ale. And, most bizarre yet, the victim's distinct lack of a shadow. With interests piqued and a reward offered by the city's administration for proper investigators, oh my god, you decide to step forward and throw your proverbial hats into the ring and solve the mystery laid before you. The notice you picked up mentions that anyone interested can speak to the guard captain, Logray Heneros, to fill yourselves in on what's going on and how you can help. And that is where we begin our adventure. So, you have the notice in hand. You have a brief rundown of what is to be expected going into this mystery. Would you like to go speak with Captain Logray?
I would love to speak with Captain Logray.
Very good.
Sounds like the wisest choice of action, yes.
You open the door, and it seems a bit stale in here, as well as a guard captain's post could be. But you see a man in armor, oddly, behind a desk. He looks up and he says, "Ah! Coming to help us, are you? Very good. We could use the help, since this one seems to be a tough one."
Yes, he's dead with no way how it happened. Can't let this stand unpunished, and I also can't stand to know how it let it go unknown. How?
Yes.
Fascinating.
I'll try to be concise, so please bear with me. This morning we were alerted to the death of one, and he starts kind of shuffling through some papers, Grazhulft, a local dragonborn. It says here that he lived alone, and he was a frequent patron of the Rising Crest Tavern. He was found dead in his home when his drinking buddy, a half-orc named Tomfer, or Tom, Scraggs, came to his house and discovered him there. But the weirdest thing about all of this is he doesn't seem to cast a shadow anymore, which is quite the incredible claim, isn't it?
Yeah, so sounds down. Would sound ridiculous if we didn't had people see it, I suppose.
Well, you'll be able to see it soon enough. So far... Oh, please.
No, go ahead.
All right.
No, go. I can wait.
So far, we have no reason to believe that that Tomfer has anything to do with this death, but perhaps you might be able to learn something by talking to him. Any help he can provide may give us the right path to take.
Okay. Before we go, Captain, can you tell us, did Mr. Holt have any enemies?
None that were reported. I imagine if he did, this Tomfer Scraggs might be able to help you in that endeavor.
Okay. Can you lead us to Mr. Scraggs?
I have an address. I have some paperwork I need to finish here, but I can send you on your way. There is a Colby Barkner who is leading the investigation out by Mr. Hulf's estate. Let him know that I've sent you, and he should allow you right in, no problem.
Colby Barkner. Okay.
Colby Barkner, yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Unless you have any other questions, of course.
No, I believe that's it. That's all we can do for now. Thank you for the information.
Of course. And he looks back down to his papers and begins signing some and sorting through others. But now you have a couple of names and an address.
So, just remind me what was the victim's name again?
The victim's name was Graz Hulft. First name Graz, Graaz. Last name Hulft, Hulft.
Hul.
Yes.
Almost. Okay.
Okay. I'd say we should, if you, Pokey, if you're thinking the same thing, don't know if you are, I'd say let's investigate the scene first before we try to question the drinking friend.
Yeah, yes, I think that'd probably be wise at the very least, as you want to see the scene as soon as possible to try to find out what, before anything happens to it, or at least more happens to it.
More happens to it.
Well, listen, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing with their crime scene.
No, you're right.
All right. The two of you begin to make your way to the poorer side of town. You see some dilapidated houses as you pass by. Some are kind of run down. Some look like they've been patched up quite a bit over time. This is definitely a less wealthy and less fortunate side of town, but even so, the people that live here say that they'd rather live here than most other places. They're still fairly content with where they're living. But it takes you a few, maybe about an hour to get there, and you are immediately shown to the scene of an investigation. There is a guard that seems to be keeping watch out by the out in the front yard. There is a half-orc in the back over here, currently talking with a guard. And there's a guard out front of the house currently keeping watch. but this appears to be the address.
Right. I suppose I should just make our way in, casually, so casually, and just trying to look around the scene. Is there any sign from the outside of like if the house and like external like break-in or anything? I can tell as I approach.
Give me an investigation check. So you'll want to click on your investigation skill.
Yes. Where did I put that one? There it is. Hooray, I don't.
A cursory glance and a more, what's the word? A more, you're looking specifically for signs of a break-in. You're looking for a specific point of entry. You're looking for anything that could betray what kind of break-in might have happened. But from looking from the outside, you don't see much of anything. The only thing that stands out to you is that there is a hole in the roof of this house, which it may have been like that for some time.
Okay, so no.
As you begin to walk through the front fence, the more armored guard out front notices. He says, "Halt there! State your business."
Where are my manners? Apologies. My name is Valerie. I was sent by your guard, Captain. I'm out of character for getting his name. I'm sorry.
Lowgray.
Lowgray. Yeah, Captain Lowgray, to help with the. I was sent to help investigate the death of one Graz Hulft. As I've heard it.
Oh, Lowgray sent you.
And you must be partner. I presume, correct?
Yeah, you presume correct. Name's Colvey. I've been assigned to supervise the investigation of this crime scene. I can show you to the body, or I can bring you to Mr. Skaggs. He's currently here being questioned.
Oh, that works out lovely. I think I need to check the scene. I'd like to check the scene first, see if I can pick anything out here.
Very good. Right this way. And he motions over to you, Rico. If you would prefer to speak to the witness, feel free, or you may come and investigate the body as well. It's up to you.
I'll go ahead and talk to the witness.
Okay. We will start with you, Pokey. The guard that is currently in charge brings you over to the house, and he nods to the guard that is currently keeping watch outside the door, to which point they let you in. Currently, there are 2 guards that are investigating the scene, and you are allowed entry.
Right, so everything's left as it was when he was found, right?
One of the guards nods and says, yes, we have not changed or touched or moved anything since. Everything is just the way we found it. Culver motions for the other guards to vacate the area while you take your turn to investigate, and they nod and they exit out, and he comes in afterward as well, and he shakes his head as he looks at the body, and he says, I just haven't seen anything like it before. How does a man just not have a shadow? It's against nature, I say.
Yes, it's definitely more unnerving than I thought it'd be when I was told about it at first. Definitely strange.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, if you'd like to investigate, you may do so.
Right.
We ask that you otherwise leave the body undisturbed.
Yeah, he hasn't been moved. He has been moved at all. Since he's been found.
Not since we came on the scene. The half-orc outside has mentioned that he tried to wake his, at the time he thought, sleeping friend, and when he realized what had happened, he made sure to call a guard right away.
Interesting. I'm trying to think. First off, my thoughts kind of come to think. Well, is anything of his? Is there anything of his that he might be missing from here that you might know of, or that maybe I might look around if there's something like conspicuously missing, like try to investigate.
Yeah, you can give me an investigation check.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
25.
You look around and it feels like...
Besides the shadow, naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, aside from the shadow, there doesn't really seem to be much of anything missing. There is one thing that you notice is quite peculiar on his person. There seems to be a little something clipped to the hem of his shirt, like towards the back, but it looks charred.
Right. Kove, do you know what this is? You mind if I take a look at this? Seems to be something stuck to him.
Not sure I recognize that, but give me a persuasion check. See if he'll let you take it off.
Yes, it's a... Now that's something I'm not... Let's hope no.
As long as you don't take it with you, I don't see why not.
Right, of course. You need to keep this scene intact, but if it's out right on his back, it's hard to get a look at. And I suppose I say as I reach for, try to get a closer look at this strange burnt thing on his back.
Very well. However, in the meantime, we are going to move to Rico. Rico, you wish to question the witness.
Yes, I do.
Okay. There is currently a guard talking with this very burly half-orc man. The guard looks over and he nods, backing off, allowing you to take a moment to speak with Tomfer.
Before I start speaking,
yes,
if you don't mind, can I go ahead and make a perception check on him?
Sure.
So I just click on perception, right?
Yep. 13. He doesn't seem like there's been any sort of altercation. He looks like he's been grieving, but it doesn't look like anything is amiss with him. He's just probably just a poor citizen of Kyrtan, just a drunk by night and a hungover wreck by day. But
I see.
Other than that, you don't really notice anything peculiar about him.
Okay.
As you approach, he looks up and he says, "Yes, is there something you need?"
Yes, Mr. Scraggs. I'm here to help with the investigation to the murder of your friend, Mr. Holt.
He kind of sniffles a little bit when you mentioned that his friend was murdered. Yeah, ask your questions.
Now, can you tell me what happened here when you first arrived at the scene?
Well, I came to see if he wanted to get an early jump on some drinking. We like our drink down at the Rising Crest. They've got the best ale. And I knocked on the door a few times and he didn't answer. I thought he was passed out, pissed drunk, and I figured, oh, that graz. But I looked in the window and he wasn't moving. He was on the floor, and I kicked the door down, and well, I couldn't wake him up.
How? When did you call for the guards?
I called for the guards maybe 15 minutes after I found the body.
When you arrived, did you see any suspicious activity beforehand?
No. It was just nearing dawn. There was nothing I saw, nothing I heard. I was coming down the road when the sun finally crested over the hills.
See. Okay. Can you tell me, would Mr. Holt have any enemies?
Enemies?
Yes.
Well, I don't imagine he would. He was always an agreeable chap. He'd get a little lost in his cups now and then, and sure, he'd start the occasional political argument, but no one that he'd ever be enemies with, no one that would want him dead, I would imagine.
Well, politics can get pretty extreme.
I will say, I did see something last night.
Can you share that with me?
Yeah. I saw Graz at the tavern speaking with some new guy, someone we hadn't seen before. He was a human, though I wasn't really able to hear a name. All I saw was that he wore some kind of robe, red with black accents in color it was. It gave me a chill, but Graz will chat with whoever he might, so I didn't think nothing of it. Other reason I'm telling you this is because it's the most that's happened to him in the past few weeks. Otherwise, it's just been more of the same.
I see. Do you recognize this person at all?
He had a tendency to keep a hood up. I didn't ever really get a good glimpse of his face.
I see. You didn't happen to be privy to their conversation, were you?
No, I just came and went, and that was it. I didn't stick around for long.
I see. Okay. The Rising Crest, how famous or infamous would you say it is?
It's about as infamous as the general store down the road. It's a small, quiet place to be sure. They don't really take much to the rowdy crowd, as it were. You go to sit there and drink and leave.
I see. So, no past history of violence or altercations occurring there before?
Well, you get drunk enough and fists will start flying, but they're pretty stringent about that sort of thing in that tavern.
Would you say, though, any kind of fatalities might have happened before, during, or after a visit?
If there are any, they're very rare. I haven't heard of them.
I see. Do you happen to anything else that jumps to your mind at all that you think would help the investigation?
Well, if you do ever find that guy who's been wearing them robes, he gives off some really creepy vibes, so I guess be on the lookout for any sort of creep, I suppose.
Creep.
Yes. And he kind of nods earnestly.
Some kind of weirdo who doesn't belong here.
I see. Okay. That's all the questions I have for now. I may ask you more later after we take a look into the scene.
Right, well, if they do end up letting me go anytime soon, you'll be able to find me at the Rising Crest.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
He nods and he appreciates the fairly lukewarm questioning. In terms of severity of the questions. It's apparent he's been getting enough of that from the guards. But once you finish up with him, the guard comes back over to kind of continue taking the statement. Back inside, do you wish to reconvene with Valerie?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You head back inside to where Valerie is inspecting the body, and you see it for your own eyes. And also, by the way, he did mention that the door was kicked in, but the the guards did already take that statement, so they know that he's the one that broke the door. Beyond that, that's the only hint of a break-in that you would have, but it was admitted to. But yes, Rico, you step inside, and you immediately notice this man, this corpse lying on the ground, has no shadow. It is a bright, sunny day out. There is sunshine coming in from the hole in the ceiling, and it is cast directly on him, but there are no shadows.
Right. Can I do a medicine check?
You may.
On the corpse?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. A 13, you are not entirely sure what might have killed him. Your first glance makes you feel like it could have been natural causes. Perhaps he was a little too deep into his cups and he ended up dying from alcohol poisoning, but he doesn't give off that foul stench of too much alcohol. He definitely smells like he's had a few, but he doesn't seem like he's had too much to warrant a death. But other than that, there's no signs of poison, there's no signs of trauma, nothing.
It's the darndest thing. Even if I move light or from even the nearest light source, nothing getting close to him. It just doesn't. Nothing. It just it goes right through. Or right.
You step in front of the direct sunlight, so you position yourself between him and the sun, and the only changes to his casting of a shadow is what you cast onto him.
Right, but I'm more curious, say, if I say, what's the ability of not the infusion, tinkering. Oh, I want, if I tried to, say, tinker, if I use my magic tinkering and, made a coin, so I can make a coin glow briefly, 5 feet of light and then 10 feet dim light,
Oh, if you provide more light.
Right, if I provide it
okay.
at a separate from the sunlight, does that get interrupted, or does it seem to be only affecting sunlight? Because I imagine lamps and stuff are not turned on if the sun's out enough to illuminate the room.
You present a shining coin, giving enough of a glow to illuminate a 5-foot area, and again, it doesn't seem like he's casting a shadow.
Interesting.
Dog. Can we make an investigation check on the hole in the roof?
Sure. I will allow either of you to do this, or both.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Rico, it's just another hole in the wall. Pokey, it doesn't look as though there's anything terribly off about it. You see a little bit of erosion, you see a little bit of weathering, and it seems like it's just been something that's been kind of happening over time.
Okay. And so it's not like a giant man-sized hole. It's someone broke in or out. It's just ill repair. It seems
it's a pretty big hole, but it seems like he hasn't just gotten around to fixing it yet.
It doesn't seem like a fresh hole.
It does not seem fresh. No, it seems like something that's just been gradually worsening over time.
I see. Okay.
Well, I'm a bit stumped. Oh yeah, what was that thing I found? The burnt thing.
You did find a burnt remnant of something that was hanging off of the back of his shirt. If you would like to see if you could identify it, I will allow you to make a knowledge check, but you will have to choose which knowledge it is. So that could be nature, arcana, religion, history.
I'm knowledgeable about the Arcana arts. I would like to try that. Sure.
Okay. And Rico, you can do so too. Whichever you choose.
Okay.
Proficiency.
Which one's
Like, whatever you feel might be relevant of like Arcana or religion, nature, whatever. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you make it make sense, really.
Pretty much. Because also there could be a lot of intertwined knowledge as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
14 Arcana, Rico, 13 Religion. You both kind of come to a similar conclusion, actually, based on the checks that you've chosen. This looks like a remnant of a talisman of some sort. You're not entirely sure what it means, but it looks man-made, and it looks like it was made for a specific purpose. And once it was charred and burned up, it had exhausted that purpose.
Is there any legible writing left on the talisman?
Give me an investigation check.
Sure.
Okay, 10. What languages do you know, Rico?
I only know Common and Celestial.
Okay. There is a single unobstructed character on this talisman, but you cannot read it. Valerie, what are your known languages?
Let me go back in my bio. Find where I put that down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bio. Actually, I don't think
It's on the character sheet.
It is on the character sheet. It is on the left-hand side of your main character sheet. It should be with your proficiencies.
Oh, Common and Celestial.
Okay. It is neither common nor celestial.
Interesting.
You are unsure what this language is.
Can I?
Whoops, sorry.
Oh, good.
My spells aren't prepped, so I'm been trying to write them up.
Yep, that's fine.
Can I use sleight of hand to take the talisman away from the body without the
Valerie is currently holding it. She has been given permission.
Oh, she is holding it. Okay.
Yes, you've been given permission to hold it and to analyze it, but not to leave with it.
I see. Can we write down or copy the symbol onto a piece of paper or parchment?
You may. And it's not difficult to do so, but you do, as long as you have the materials to do so, like if you have ink or charcoal or something that you can actually draw with.
What do I have? Well, I don't think I have any of those. That's a shame.
I got some. I can. I think I could do something similar of that. Let's see. Magical tinkering. A static visual effect appears on the object surfaces. Be a picture. Up to 25 words of text, lines, and shapes or mixture elements. You like? Yeah. So like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what I.
You can magically copy it over.
Yeah, to something. Let's say, for the sake of it, I don't know, that's the outside of my Tinder box. That seems like a large and flat enough surface to easily, conveniently carry around.
Okay. With a few motions and casting through your tinkering tools, you see wash over the lid of your tinderbox is a blown up version of that symbol.
Interesting. I think we should ask them. Do Do you recognize this? Do you recognize it all, Colby? This symbol, by chance?
Colby looks over it and he goes, "No, I can't say it's familiar."
Hmm. Oh, it was stuck on grass. It burnt onto this on this burnt thing.
Hmm.
That's all we got from it. It's
I see.
might be something someone stuck on him. Perhaps that might be related to his cause of death, or his missing shadow, or both.
Maybe. But that's about as good a lead as any that we've gotten. So you might be on the right track here.
Mr. Colby, would you happen to know anyone in town that would possibly know what the symbol is?
Well, you might do well to find some hoity-toity scholarly types. It's very likely you might even find someone at the Rising Crest. All sorts go there. It's cheap drink.
Okay. I don't think that we can find anything else here. What do you think, Valerie?
I mean, except for maybe our Tom Fur might know. I mean, as long as he may besides asking him about this thing, that's about all I think we're going to get at this scene.
Well, if you'd like to show him what you've got, it wouldn't hurt.
Yes. Thank you for your assistance there. I gently place it back to where it was found.
He nods and he says, "Thank you kindly."
Yes. So I think we should head out, and if not, and then perhaps find somebody at this pub, and asking him on the way out.
If you wish to exit now, Tom Fur is just finishing up with the guard, and the guard has actually begun to leave him be. He comes to reconvene with the other guards as they all are kind of comparing notes and theories.
Right. I just want before Tom. Hey. Hi, I'm Valerie. We've been investigating, trying to help with this. Very appreciate your assistance.
Yeah, pleasure.
Just got one more thing before I go. We get out of here. I should pull up this symbol. I was like, do you recognize this at all? Because it seems like it was stuck on your friend and burned to a crisp. It was.
Oh, that's strange. Gives me the creeps, actually, if you don't mind me saying.
No, I don't disagree. It gives me that. I want to figure out what this is so I can buff it out right away. But if you don't know, you don't know. Thank you very much for your time. Can I tell if it seems? I don't want to be rude to our, witness, but is he being? Can I tell if he's being honest in any way?
Give me an insight check.
Okay, I just want to make sure if my feel of if he seems like clueless is genuine.
Yeah, 16. He genuinely seems like he doesn't know what that is, and he obviously looks like he doesn't really want to know.
Anyway, it's Pat gently. Hey, I'm sorry you're going through this, man. We're gonna figure this out, all right?
Please do. It would be a right kindness for my friend.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go. Let's go, Rico.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Do you wish to investigate the Rising Crest Tavern?
Yeah, we should probably go ahead.
Yeah, no, of places in town that we know of, there's not many. So, we might be able to find somebody who last seen him alive, So and probably going to be people asking about that, guards too. But still, gotta get all of our information we can.
Very well. You exit the yard of Graz Holft, and you begin to make your way to the Rising Crest Tavern after some directions from locals and from descriptions by Tomfer. And eventually, you do make it there. It takes you a couple of hours, but it's on the northern side of this side of town. Kyrta is a fairly big city, so it stands to reason that there's a lot of travel distance between some of these areas. It's about mid-afternoon now, and you come up to the Rising Crest Tavern, and it seems pretty modest, even from the outside. Would you like to enter?
I don't have any reason to not head right in, I suppose. you have
hurt.
anything you might want to look at from outside, Rico, or no? Nah.
No.
Just head out in.
Let's head on in.
Okay. You walk in, and you are greeted with the scent of warm meals, predominantly the smell of various breakfast items, eggs, sausages, cooking bread, things like that. Things that would rouse even the deadest man of sleep back to the world of the living for just a savory bite of a good morning's breakfast. There is a single bartender behind the main bar counter up this way, with another patron that he is currently serving, and you see a few other patrons at some other tables. But otherwise, this tavern seems a little dead in the morning. Well, not morning. It's mid-afternoon, but it's the morning for certain heavy drinkers. And
Right.
there's hushed tones as you begin to walk past some of the patrons in the tavern. Not for any sinister means of which you can discern, but it seems like some people are more keen on keeping their business private.
Can I get a drink and some breakfast?
You may. The bartender is currently tending another patron, but he notices the two of you walk in, and he goes, "Oi! Sit anywhere you like."
Oh, thank you very kindly. It's just casually plops down at this table right over there.
I'm gonna sit in that stool.
Okay. There is a older woman that comes out of the back, and she is carrying some flagons of ale, and she comes over to your table, Valerie, and she says, "May I interest you in a drink?"
Oh yes. You got anything? I mean, honestly, I'll take the special. I would travel, see what they got. What do you got? What do you suggest?
We have sunrise wine. It's the finest in all of Kyrta.
That sounds delightful. I'll have a glass, thank you.
She nods and smiles, and she makes her way back to the back room of this tavern. Rico, you sit down next to the innkeeper, and he leans forward onto the counter. He says, "So what are you having?"
I'll take sausage, eggs, and an ale.
All right, the whole package. That'll set you back 5 gold.
Yep, here you go.
Thank you. And he takes the gold, and he begins to prepare the meal that you have requested. Pretty soon, the woman comes back with a bottle of the sunrise wine and a glass that it looks like it's been around a while, but it looks like it's been maintained fairly nicely. So it doesn't look like it's dirty or anything, but it looks well loved. She begins to pour out a glass for you, Valerie, and she says, "That will be 4 gold, please."
Oh, you're a doll, thank you. I throw, and of course I hand her the cash and even throw it I don't know the money, but like I throw in my 5 silver as a tip, a little bit of a tip. Be nice to him.
She smiles even wider and she says, "Well, thank you very much. That is mighty generous of you."
What can I say? It seems like a lovely place a lovely place all 8 hours a night. Gotta make sure in order to be kind to those around, you know?
Oh, I agree. I agree. And in fair company, no doubt.
Oh, you. Yes, thank you.
Well, if there's anything else you need, please do not hesitate to give a holler.
Well, I wish I could say we were purely here for just a nice meal. At least unfortunately, I'm guessing you may have heard the bad news.
Oh, that one of our usual patrons has wound up dead in his home? Oh, it's terrible news.
Yes, it's the absolute worst. And unfortunately, we want to find out. We want to make sure this place keeps nice and running happy. You know, you wouldn't happen to have been there last night, would you? When he was there?
Oh, I've seen him once or twice, but I spend most of my time in the back. When things get particularly busy is when I begin to show myself more. But yes, I do remember seeing him here last night, yes.
Yeah, anything seem bad? Was he his usual self? Anything bad happened to him, you think? Or like,
Oh,
like,
I remember seeing him walk in, and he seemed his usual self. Nothing to really be considered odd, really. And I've been in and out of the kitchen all night, and maybe around 11, I saw he was speaking with a strange man, but I didn't stick around long enough to really hear what they were talking about, unfortunately.
And now it wouldn't. And I'm guessing. I know you're probably not keeping your eye on him. But did you happen to see him leave, like on his own, or with this man? Or...
Unfortunately, I have not. I was in the kitchen by the time that either of them had left. I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. I appreciate that. I appreciate this fine drink. I take a nice big gulp.
She nods and smiles, and she says, "If there's anything else that I may bring to you, please feel free to let me know."
Nah, you weren't kidding. This is some of the I've had in a while. Thank you very much.
Of course. And she turns and she heads back to the back of the kitchen. Rico, the bartender puts a plate of a hearty breakfast assortment in front of you. And he says, "Well, seems we've got some new faces in here."
Yes. Thank you for the meal. I do appreciate it. And for the ale. Gonna need this.
You hear the man sitting a couple seats away from you at the same counter. He is face down in a plate of food and snoring.
Is that gentleman going to be okay over there?
Yeah. That. Don't worry about him.
I was wondering if you can help me out.
Yeah. What can I help you with?
I'm here to investigate the recent expiration of one of your patrons, Mr. Grass Holft.
Oh, yeah, real grim business, that. Yeah, I'll tell you what I know.
Can you tell me what happened last night?
Yeah, so, Graz, excuse me. Graz came in and sat down, actually, right in the seat you're sitting in. And, he was his usual self, jovial but grounded. And a few drinks in, there walked in some really shady type of person. He wore some red robes with some black accents and sat down and just began to shoot the shit with Graz. I tried not to eavesdrop, as it's very common to do so in this profession, but from what I overheard, it was real creepy business at that.
I see.
Yeah.
What kind of business were they talking about?
Well, Graz started to go on one of his political tirades, as he's wont to do when he's at least 3 cups in. And this guy, he came in and started spouting some nonsense about harnessing the power of shadows and some kind of arcane mumbo-jumbo. I don't understand much of it. I'm not much for magic myself, but it was some real creepy talk at that.
Now, has this gentleman with the robes, has he been into this establishment before?
Not that I can remember. I've seen a lot of faces, and I remember at least half of them. But his was not one that I recognized.
I see. Did you happen to recall if he carried anything on his person? Anything notable? Anything significant?
Well, as far as I can tell, it was the clothes on his back and the coin in his purse.
Coin in his purse. Are we talking just regular money here, or is there anything special about the coins?
He wasn't a particularly affluent person. He typically only had enough for a night's round of drinking on him.
I see. Valerie, can you pass me your Tinderbox real quick?
Oh, yes, of course. I head over and hand it over. Yes, this.
Well, that's interesting.
Have you seen this symbol before?
Matter of fact, I have.
You have. Okay.
Yeah, that guy was scrawling something on a napkin last night, and that's one of the symbols I recognize.
You don't happen to know what the symbol means, do you?
Afraid I don't. I assume it's something magic-like. It's out of my pay grade.
I see. Would you happen to know anybody that could know this symbol and what it means?
You, at that point, you hear, coming from this table over here, a man with long hair and a bandana wrapped around his head. He leans over and he says, "Hey, bring that this way."
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Hope you don't mind if I dine with you.
Of course, we are about to finish on our own here, but perhaps I may be of some assistance. Please, sit.
No, of course, thank you.
Now,
And who we have the pleasure of?
my name is not very important, but what is important is the information I bring, and the information I bring is not free.
Not free. Define not free.
Well, you have to give in order to get, and I'm sure you're aware of how that works.
Well, you didn't even give us your name. Well, what's there to trust?
Absolutely nothing. But what I can tell you is
Yes.
I recognize those symbols.
Can I check if he's lying?
Give me an insight check.
Insight.
Valerie, you may do so as well.
Sure.
Okay, 9.
12.
And 12. He seems like a very slippery snake in the grass type, but as far as this goes, you don't really have any other leads.
I guess we don't. Can you at least introduce us to this gentleman eating with you here? Is he your friend?
The man looks up from his food, and he looks back over at the man who's been talking, and then he looks back down at his food. He says, "He's a little bit more interested in food, if you catch my drift."
Fair point.
So perhaps we could treat. You'd like us to treat you seconds, perhaps? That'd be help your mouth.
Valerie, give me a persuasion check.
Sure, I'm not the worst at this. Not the best either. Some might call that mid.
The man who just looked up from his food looks over at his friend and he goes, and he says, "Ah, that's agreeable. Very well. Buy us another round and my information is yours."
All right.
See to it then.
Bartender, get them
Oi!
another for our new and not so talkative friends.
Alright, coming up! And within a few moments, they are brought another round of food from the kitchen. And he says, "Well, that's more like it. So, you want to know what this symbol means?"
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
Yes.
Hope we can explain.
Unfortunately, I myself do not know what that symbol means literally. But I can tell you. How familiar are you with necromancy?
I'm not too much into the arcane. Valerie?
Not studying myself. Some of the principles aren't unknowable to me. I have an idea.
Yes. Well, sometimes talismans like these are used to direct otherwise uncontrollable undead entities.
Interesting. But if he was found dead with one of them on.
And it was charred, no doubt, yes?
Yes.
Well, then that must mean that whatever was hunting our poor deceased friend succeeded.
And if this thing is used to control them, he may have been dead before he even got home.
I don't believe it would have controlled him, but perhaps something that did him in.
I see, to mark him. Nasty business.
Unfortunately, that is just about all the information I have on hand, but I hope that points you in a appropriate direction.
Did you happen to know this gentleman from last night? The one with the red robe and black accents? He's our prime suspect.
Yes. I could see plain as day he was a budding necromancer.
Did you know he was a necromancer when he walked in earlier?
I clocked him before he even set foot in the door.
What makes you say that?
I've seen my fair share of wondrous and terrible things in this world, and there's few that are more terrible than necromancy. His friend, who's kind of still eating away, looks up and he goes, and goes back to eating.
See. Is there anything else you're willing to share with us, Mr. Stranger?
That if you do end up finding the source of the death of our good friend Mr. Graz, that you err on the side of caution.
I appreciate the warning. Thank you.
And he nods and he sits back in his seat and takes a sip of his afternoon ale.
Right. Would there be anybody else in the tavern that could possibly be helpful for the investigation?
You actually see the other two patrons that are currently in the tavern. They have just gotten up and left.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a shame.
The man that's at the counter with the barkeep, he is still face down in a plate full of food, snoring.
See. Okay. All right.
The amount of time that you've spent here in the tavern, it's getting to be around dusk now. You're starting to see heavy shadows being cast over the town.
We should probably go back to Captain Logray. Let him know what we have, right? Any information that we have.
Yes, I can't. It's a shame we don't have much more to figure out who about them, though.
True, but he might have an idea if there's any necromancer activity reported.
We could probably find someone at the very least, or find somebody within the. I'm not sure how about the legality. Who might be? At least they might know who might be doing this. I might have some ideas from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're possibly dealing with a necromancer. They've used a talisman to strike upon their victim, and something about shadows, harnessing the power of shadows. At least that's what I have.
Based on everything that you have investigated thus far, I would like either of you to make another knowledge check. Your choice of which check it is. Okay. See if you can piece together something from everything that you've learned so far.
Okay. That's more Arcana.
Okay.
Hey, that looks nice at a 22.
All right.
Yeah, let's try that.
22 and 10. Okay. Valerie, with your expertise in Arcana, you are able to deduce that, yes, this is a talisman that is used to mark a target, potentially for some form of subservient being to attack or pick up or whatever other sort of task might be assigned to that creature. Rico, your addition to this, especially in knowing that it is necromancy, you're not entirely sure what it could be that's doing this. The only hint that you have is that it's something to do with shadows.
Well, dusk is falling.
I've just had a realization here.
Yes.
If I'm walking around with this thing if I'm walking around with this mark that was used to mark a possible target. On one hand, we're possibly going to get possibly going to get be
Uh,
that
I-
might make us a victim.
I will say because of
You're
your
not-
superior Arcana check, you do understand that this one symbol alone will not cause you to be a direct target.
Okay. Then I'm not. Then I stop saying.
Okay.
If it was, then that'd be a lead in its own way, but also a problem.
Well, it might be a problem considering if what that man said was true, that he was a necromancer. We might want to take another look at the body,
Yes.
Okay.
especially if they overheard in the tavern that if it's about harnessing shadows and dusk is falling, that's when all the shadows are out. Who knows what might be happening?
Okay, so are you ready to leave the tavern then?
Yes, I suppose
Yep.
so.
Okay. You stand up from your seats and you notice as the two gentlemen that you are sitting across from, they nod and they bid you farewell, thanking you for your generous offer of a meal. You begin to step outside, and as you begin walking in the direction of Graz's home, you are stopped midway through by the shrill shrieking of what appears to be a woman's voice, crying out in terror.
Oh no!
I say we go towards the shrieking.
Oh,
Seems
absolutely.
like
Time to step into action. Run right for it. Yes.
Okay. You pass through a few alleyways, and you eventually reach where you're pretty sure you heard the scream from. You come across a house that appears to be in this poorer section of town as well. The house is a little run down. Some boards are missing from the siding, and the windows are all pretty much boarded shut. But it looks like it is currently being lived in. You currently have a moment to look around the place. It looks like there are a few different entrances. There's one here. There's a couple up here and here. And there is one more down this way.
Is there any windows or anything to be able to try to like see a situation as to what is going in? Because I assume this is where we heard it coming from, right?
Yes, this is the area that you heard it from. If you would like to try and peek inside of a window, there is a window right here you can try to peek into.
I suppose, yeah, I'll try to look in and see what's going on.
Give me a perception check.
Yes. Having to scroll back and forth between pages is... 12.
Okay, 13. You're able to see in just enough. Valerie, you see inside of this house, in this room at least, there is a dead body.
Oh, shit.
And you see two apparition-like shadows hovering over it. The body currently still has its shadow, but one of these apparitions appears to... there is a door. I almost missed this one. There's a door right here, too. But one of these apparitions seems to be trying to pull the shadow off of the corpse.
Right. I suppose we never had a chance to establish which mode my armor's in. Could I say that? But I did want it to be an infiltrator. Could I say that it is?
Yes, that is fine.
Because I want to be cool. Because I want to aiming for the one that's trying to take this victim's shadow. I want to try to shoot my lightning launcher at it.
All right, you do that. I will give you a surprise round, and I will ask for the both of you to roll for initiative.
Cool. Where's the initiative?
There should be...
Just press the word initiative.
Yes. Okay, so 11 for Valerie. Okay. And 22 for Rico. Okay. And...
Not stupid. It's not plus 10.
Okay, so... Boop. And... Doop. No, that's not it. Silly me, silly me. Okay. So... And... All right. Valerie, you are getting a surprise round. What is it you were trying to do again?
I want to try to shoot the one that was trying to drain his shadow with my lightning launcher from the gauntlets of my armor.
Okay. That will be an attack with advantage, so roll your attack roll twice.
Cool. Let's see what we get. 11 and
Okay.
19.
Okay. The 19 hits. Please roll for damage.
Alright, and yeah, because... alright. Alright, it's just on a different window. Let's see. Double check. Right. Right, because it's slash roll. Because it's a 2d6, because once per turn, you can add a lightning damage.
If you'd like an easier way to roll multiple dice too, if you look at your toolbar on the left-hand side of the window, you'll see a picture of a die, a d20 there. If you open that up, that is that's like a dice panel.
Cool. So that's 5 damage to the one.
Okay.
Shoot a bolt of lightning through the window.
As you do this, Valerie, I would like you to make a religion check.
I don't know. Well, that's actually not, though. Surprisingly, not a terrible weakness. 15.
Okay. You're surprised that you didn't think of this sooner. These are literal shadows. They are undead that are incredibly stealthy, and they are known to sap the strength out of those that they attack.
Right,
and they are
right.
also known to abduct the shadows of those that they kill. But they are,
Of course.
but they are otherwise fairly independent undead. So the fact that they're being directed is interesting.
That's a little inspiring leader. Rico?
Yeah?
Oh, sorry about that. I thought I was just clicking on description. My bad.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's fine.
You can... No, as long as I was just confused. It was like I said, we definitely don't have 10 minutes here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Unless we want to waste 600 turns.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh no.
All right. But yes, you successfully identify these as shadows. Surprise, surprise. But that was your... Was that your main action, or was that a bonus action for the lightning launcher?
The lightning launcher is main action, yeah.
Okay. You still have a bonus action and a movement.
Right. Trying to think what...
That's a lot of turns.
Trying to think what bonus actions I've got that are relevant right now. Let's see, of my spells, no, that's also an action, that one also. I mean, I could Misty Step, but there's also little reason to Misty Step.
In the middle of two shadows? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I'd rather keep from back, I guess, keep your keep your hands off, damned hands off him, you bastards! And that's all I've got, really, is to try to stay back, and maybe it may, like, with my movement, stay back a little bit. I don't know if that, how the window movements, I'm not sure how my shot would be afterwards, but I can just adjust afterwards, for my next attempt.
As your initial lightning launcher shot hits, you see he pulls away from the shadow of the corpse, and you actually notice the shadow of the corpse sort of like jiggles back into place like jello.
Weird.
But the shadows now have... you have gotten the attention of these shadows.
I think maybe I make a big show of running it back, to try to pull them out of there. If they seem more hostile towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it'd be Rico. There's something in there. There's shadows in there. Be ready. They're coming.
And you decided to go in without even and just launch an attack right then and there?
Well, it was either that or let them steal a dead man's shadow right before my eye. Apologies.
Not hurt him anymore. He's already dead.
Yes, and you don't know. And would you rather them take the strength and get stronger themselves?
We are now going to go top of the order. That was your surprise round, Valerie.
Yeah.
Before Rico, you have a chance to take your turn. You hear that same woman scream, and it sounds close. It sounds like it's a little bit deeper in this house.
Deeper in the house. Okay.
Seems like it wasn't our only victim.
There is a door here. There's a door here. Any part of the wall that looks like that is pretty much a door.
Okay. Can I go here?
You can try. You can start running around the house to get there. You may need to dash in order to get that far.
I see. All right, might as well enter through here then.
Okay. You push the door open, and you... I'm gonna start uncovering this little by little. It looks like there's a curtain door right around here. So I believe you just spent 10 feet of movement.
Yeah,
How many more feet do I got?
It should be in your
You have
character
30
sheet,
feet of movement total. So you use 10 feet, so you have 20 feet left.
You could use the ruler to determine it, but yeah, it's 5 feet per square. But diagonals are usable too.
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly.
A good idea too is if you are clicking and dragging your character, if you right click while you're dragging your token around, it will measure out how far you can move or how far you are moving.
Yeah, like
Okay, so right click it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you can make stops along the way.
See.
Or like
Okay.
Or say like you could go boom and then yeah.
Okay.
And then you still have 5 feet left, right? Yeah, because you already used 5.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 feet left. Okay, so I can probably just move myself over one more square.
Well, so you've already used 10 feet. You've got 20 feet left.
20 feet. Okay, so let me drag myself.
So that's 4 squares.
Yeah, so you could go there and then.
So I would say that's
check the doors.
That's 3 squares. So you've got 1 square left.
Can I peek through the curtain stealthily before I go in?
Give me a stealth check.
Sure.
Why has the music stopped playing? Why would you do this?
It's scary.
It's spooky, scary.
Spooky.
Whooping.
Hey, that's pretty nice.
Okay. So that 21. Is a 21. You kind of begin to brush the curtain aside on this doorway, and you peek inside, and it just kind of looks like a bedroom.
Well, anything?
No, it's an empty bedroom. Is that a door? Quick question. Is that a door here?
That is not a door.
Okay, that's a wall. Okay.
That is part of wall.
I see. Okay.
The wall that is...
It's the neighbor.
The wall that is just north of you, the one that is facing the room that Valerie just looked into, this wall looks like it could be broken through. It actually looks like it's been boarded up once before.
But there's no way into the other side of the building from here, right?
The only ways in that you were able to discern are from here and here.
Let's see. Okay. That's a bit of a distance, but alright, so I'll just go ahead and head back. Or try to head back.
Okay, you've got one space of movement. There you go. Is there anything else that you would like to do with the rest of your turn? I'll say that those actions that you took are free actions. That's fine.
Okay. Can I do a perception check on the room, see if there's anything noticeable here that could possibly pertain to the situation?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Aside from this right here being a weak point between the two rooms of this building, this just kind of looks like a normal everyday abode, and it looks like the people that live in this specific section of the house that you're in are currently not here.
I see. Okay. I don't think there's really anything else I can do right now. Okay. Let's call it my turn then.
Okay. This shadow comes over to the window, and you see the movement from the window, Valerie. And he begins to squeeze his way through one of the slits in the window. He's able to...
Freaky.
He's able to squeeze down, like, smaller than through an inch small crevice in the wall. And he's going to come over to you, and he's going to take a swing at you.
Okay. Let's see.
I believe a 7 does not hit you.
No.
Okay.
It fails to hit most things, in my experience.
Oh, yeah. But that is it for his turn. And this one is going to begin squeezing through the crack in this wall.
Oh, jeez.
And it's going to swing at you, Rico.
Okay.
An 11, which I believe does not hit you.
Does not.
Okay. Both of these shadows tried taking a swipe at each of you, and they did not connect. Valerie, it is your turn again.
Okay. I have to wonder, because the homunculus's presence, will I suffer an attack of opportunity if I try to retreat? Or...
So, you may try to leave. The homunculus's presence is not anything to assist with that.
That's fair.
But if you try to leave the range of this shadow, you will incur an attack of opportunity. You can choose to use an action to disengage, or you can try to risk it.
Right. Well, I want to. I want to try to make sure the woman in there is safe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna have to just take the hit so I can be able to use my action to dash. Unfortunately.
Okay, you get 60 feet of movement, but he will get a free swipe at you.
70.
Oh, that's right.
Infiltrator armor gives me 5
more feet. You do
feet.
have enhanced speed. Yes, that's right.
Yep.
All right. The shadow takes a swipe at you, but it does not hit. It just barely brushes against your back. You feel a chill, but you don't feel damage.
Yeah, no, I start bolting for it and just presume. I don't think. Again, I guess I, as carefully as I can with this, but there's not much time, so I try to open the door and see what's up. What's up if they're there.
You reach the door, and you open up to find oddly shaped room. This looks to be a kitchen dining area of some sort, but you do peek in, and you do see a door here and a door here.
Damn it! Where are you? Can you hear me? Run to me! We're trying to. I'll try to save you. Much I could try to run into the door.
You would be stopped. Oh no, that's right. You had 70. Yeah, so you do come in, and that's about as far as you can move. You do hear a woman's voice calling back out to you, saying, "They're in here! Oh God, they're in here!"
Can I tell from which door they're from?
Perception check.
Fair enough. I have to keep going. I have to keep going back for my spells. Forming my spells. 20.
It is absolutely from the room to the north.
Hold tight. We're trying to get you. Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I will.
You also have your homunculus outside next to a shadow.
Yes. It can move around. I will have it move around.
Yes. You can move around an enemy without incurring an attack of opportunity. It's only when you move out of range.
Right. Remind me. What's the armor? What's the armor class on this thing?
I did put the stat block in the group chat.
Yeah, 13 natural armor.
Okay.
Okay. I still think I'll just keep it in place, though. To be able to help Rico with a cure wounds or something, if it comes to that.
Very well. All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. You hear a rough scrambling happening in the room to the north, although without any actual eyes in there, you aren't quite sure what's happening.
Oh, I don't like that.
With that, Rico, top of the order. It's your turn.
Okay. Let's go ahead and attack this shadow that's next to me.
All right. Go for it.
Can I use my rapier?
You may. $17. That is a hit.
Cool.
Please roll for damage.
Do I click on hit dice?
You click on the damage die that's next to the rapier.
Okay. Plus. Okay.
It should automatically add the values.
So it's plus. Is it? So do I click on the +5 attack or the damage type?
The damage type, I believe.
Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
9 damage. You take a step back and you lunge forward with your rapier, and it finds true in the amorphous body of the shadow. You see the shadow kind of writhe around the blade of your rapier, but you do feel like you've done damage.
Okay.
You still have a bonus action and a movement.
All right. Bonus action. Here. Can I go ahead and launch another attack?
Do you have something that you can attack with as a bonus action?
As a bonus action, like another weapon I can use?
If you are dual wielding a weapon, you can attack with the offhand weapon as a bonus action, but I don't imagine you're doing that right now.
No. Okay. Okay, where can I find... What would be considered a bonus action? I apologize.
Some spells. Drinking a potion. And I think that is pretty much it for most characters.
There's, maybe some stuff in your feats, or like fighter-related stuff, but that's not really you right now.
Ah, okay.
I believe you can give Bardic Inspirations as a bonus action.
Not quite there. Receive it, though.
Am I 60 feet?
Does it say you have to be able to see them?
No.
Then, if you wish to give Valerie Bardic Inspiration, you can.
Okay, sure. Then let's go ahead and cast Bardic Inspiration.
All right. Valerie, you get a 1d6 to add to any roll that is not a damage roll. And you get to choose when you use it.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool.
And
all right.
I can still move, right?
You can, however, you will take an attack of opportunity if you do.
Ah, I see. And I'll stick around where I'm at.
Okay. It is now these shadows' turns. And this one is going to try and swing at you, Rico.
Huh?
And he is going to... Come on. 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay. Rico, you are taking... Okay. Rico, you are taking 7 necrotic damage.
Oof.
And your strength score decreases by 2.
Okay.
You feel, as this contact is made, that your body begins to weaken.
4 necrotic damage.
And then your strength score goes down by 2.
Oh. -3? That?
Hmm. What is your strength score, by the way?
I got -1.
That was the modifier. That is not the score. So your
okay,
strength
so
is currently an 8. It goes down to a 6. So you're at a -2 for strength.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
But these feel like very dangerous creatures.
Okay.
The next shadow is getting a little bit of aggro from the homunculus. He's going to take a swing at the homunculus, which you did not give him any other real orders, Valerie. So he took the dodge action.
Cool.
So let's... Okay. Let me just double check something real quick and then I can proceed forward with that.
Oh, this character sheet stuff is handy. I can even mark the prepared spells.
Okay. So the attack will be made with disadvantage because the homunculus is currently trying everything in its power to dodge the attack.
Right.
And 2 rolls. The homunculus is free from harm. The shadow tried to take a swipe at it, but it did not do anything.
Cool, cool. Awesome.
And that is that shadow's turn. Valerie, it is your turn.
All right. I think, much less concerned for trying to stay stealthy, she just slams that door, tries to get that door open right away.
You push the door open, and you see that there's a woman in her home currently under attack by 2 shadows.
Okay.
The shadow directly north of you is about 10 feet up.
Okay. So I'm going to go first. Stick with the good thing. Stick with stick with the lightning launcher. I like because it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That's over on the one that's upstairs, I suppose.
Okay, you will,
13 hit.
because of a height disadvantage, you will have to roll again and take the lowest one.
Oh damn, disadvantage. Damn, I wish I knew. I'll stick with it though. Hey, look at that!
Oh, if only that was advantage. But
yeah.
Your attack still lands. You hit.
Awesome.
Please roll for damage.
Alright, that's Oh, and right, and It did. Right, I hit it the way I set it up. Didn't actually plus 1 more d6, so that's 13 points of lightning damage total.
Okay, you launch a barrage of lightning damage towards the shadow, and the last one that you hit, it landed pretty squarely. This one, you notice that as they're aware of your presence, the lightning damage doesn't seem to do as much as you hoped.
Damn.
How much damage was it total?
13.
It does 6 damage. They
Still
are
not bad. But...
They are resistant to your attack.
Right. We can. Right. Sorry, we're gonna get you out. Gonna get you out of here. I'm going to. You're gonna be fine. I'm going to cast, and I say, I'm trying to reassure her as I cast. As I use my tools to cast sanctuary on her to make sure that they try to keep her more safe from them.
Okay. You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. Okay. Very good. She is now covered by a sanctuary spell. So we are going to put a little something on her to signify that. And that's good enough for now.
Right, you need to run as you can. I don't think the one from up can reach 10 feet down for an upper.
No.
Well, oh right, but she's still got one on her.
That's true. But
shoot.
her turn is at the end of your turn.
I'm just thinking about how she would. I was just thinking about like, if I approached, would she be able to? Like, I guess she could disengage also. Still, I'm trying to think about if the safety of getting them away. You know, but like if I was there, the way that attack of opportunity, like if there's 2 people, then you can't attack one that even if they don't make the specific engage, right?
So the way that an attack of opportunity works is that if you are a creature that is adjacent to an enemy and you move away from their range, they get a free swing at you as long as they have a reaction ability, like a reaction to take. If they haven't, if they've already used a reaction before their next turn rolls around, they can't do it again.
Okay. Let me check here. Okay, that's. I was thinking about what other something to do with a bonus action, but one another different bonus action, but one that's I can't. That's one I just used my bonus action, but 2 that just not, it wouldn't even work as I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cure wounds has no effect on undead or constructs.
Speaking of, your homunculus still has, I guess, something it can do. Your bonus action has been used to cast Sanctuary, so you can't really use anything through to direct the homunculus.
Right, because I
believe it takes a bonus action to give them a direction.
Right, to make them do an action, to make them do their action. It's
yes.
It's not. So yeah, no.
So the homunculus will take the dodge action for now.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I can move it, I think, but that's about it.
I would allow you to move it.
There's a little reason to, anyways, though, right this moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That being the case, you're all set?
Yeah. Let's
okay.
Clear this way. Go.
It is the woman's turn, and she is going to try and make a break for it. In her fear, she doesn't disengage, so he does get to try to make an attack against her, but he has to make a wisdom saving throw first.
Right.
And that will be... your spell save DC is 13. He rolled a 12. He is unable to make that attack. He wastes his reaction.
Awesome. Lovely.
And she tries to slink around you to create distance from these shadows. It is these shadows' turns now. And this one is going to come down to you, Valerie, and is going to try to make an attack on you.
All right.
I imagine a 14 does not hit you.
It does not.
Okay. And the next one is going to begin floating down this way and is trying to find a crack in the wall big enough for it to slink through, but it is unable to.
Good, good.
That is it for their turn. Rico, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's go ahead and attack the shadow next to me again.
Okay. Roll to attack with your rapier.
Oh, sorry.
That's quite
All
right.
good.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay. That is a hit. Now you can roll for damage.
Yep. Go.
That's better.
And you even rolled better than your fake damage roll.
Yeah, that was my mistake.
Okay. Very good. Same thing. You step back and you're surprised that you're able to continue to do damage even with a mundane weapon. But you are nonetheless dealing damage to it. You see the shadows beginning to kind of tear off of it as your rapier pierces through it.
I still have a bonus action, right?
You do.
Can I cast
Also-
light?
Also, before you do, Valerie, do not forget that you have that Bardic Inspiration.
Yes, yes.
Okay. You may cast light. Is it a bonus action? If it's a bonus action, I will allow it.
It's a spell.
Light is an action.
Oh, it is? Okay. Even as a cantrip?
Yep, even as a cantrip.
Ah, that sucks. Okay. God, what can I do as a bonus action?
That is a good point, though.
This is a bonus action. If you can help me out here, Sketch.
What was that?
What else can I do as a bonus action if you can help me out here?
Let me take a look at your character sheet and I'll be able to help you figure that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. Bardic Inspiration, which you've already put on Valerie. Okay. Okay. So none of those. You put your spells. Do you have a list of your spells?
I do.
Okay. Is that on your? Yeah, only some spells and cantrips are bonus actions. It is more of an exception than a norm.
Okay, so
Typically, if you are a more martial character, you get some really wacky bonus action stuff. Like fighters can get second wind, and they can also get what's it called?
Surge.
Action surge. Yep.
Right.
And like rogues, like they can get like dodge and disengage, and even it's disengage, hide, or dash as a bonus action.
okay.
But
so you
let
can
me.
do those instead of using your main action, bonus action them.
All right. Well, I do have
Let me
vicious
just pull-
mockery.
Let me just pull up your vicious mockery is a full action.
And Bane, healing word.
Enhanced ability, Cloud of Daggers, Thunder Wave, Dissonant Whispers, Healing Word, Bane. Let's see. Because I'm not too privy to some of the spells, but I will do my best to help in this situation.
Yeah.
Thunder Wave is an action. Healing Word. Healing Word is a bonus action.
Huh.
So when you're in a pinch, that's not a bad way to go. Dissonant Whispers is an action. Cloud of Daggers is an action. I believe Suggestion is an action. Yep, Suggestion is an action. Enhance Ability is an action. Bane's an action. So most of your spells are actions. However, Healing Word is a bonus action spell. So keep that in mind.
All right. Do I want to expend the spell slot for only?
Monks too. Well, monks are also in a class of their own of bullshit.
No, I need to save that up just in case.
Okay.
Also, yeah, I don't think I can take one.
Also, I do want to remind you also, Rico, that you have the reaction Cutting Words, which when an enemy within 60 feet makes an attack or an ability check or damage roll, you can use your reaction to expend a bardic inspiration, and you subtract the number from the creature's roll.
Oh, okay. Then I could use Cutting Words.
Okay.
Well, once it attacks, yeah.
Yeah, once an attack is made from an enemy creature.
Okay.
But, yes. So right now, it doesn't seem like you have too much going on in terms of bonus actions.
Yeah, so let's leave it be then.
Okay. But you are doing damage.
Yep.
So we are going to turn over to the shadows that you are currently fighting, Rico. This one is still kind of perturbed by the homunculus. He's going to take a swing at it again.
It's a very strange little thing.
It is. But he has disadvantage because the homunculus is using the dodge action. But the homunculus is going to take damage.
Oh no.
It is not going to be sapped because it is not an organic creature. But it is going to take damage. Your intelligence modifier was +3, Valerie?
Yes.
And then your level was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So... Alright, I'm going to do some quick math here. Give me a sec. The homunculus servant, I'll give him a HP of, let's see, 4 plus... Yeah, he's got an HP of 20.
Okay.
Alright, so... With that in mind, he is going to take 6 damage.
Oh no. Clipping these poor little wings.
Yep, unfortunate. But that is it for that Shadow's turn, and the one that you are currently fighting, Rico, he is going to take a swing at you.
Alright.
However, he does not make contact. He rolled a 7. Throwing some...
swing of 7?
Is that the swing of 7?! Alright, that's it for those Shadows turns. Valerie, you're up.
Right. Let's see. Let's see. Do I got any useful... Right in it? Oh, this'll... Yeah, that'll be a fun way to keep this thing still. I'm going to attack with my spear, but also using my my cantrip Booming Blade.
Ooh,
which,
interesting. Okay.
Didn't quite put the thing out, but
nope, that's fine. I can look it up for you and read it out.
I've got it right here. Yeah, you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's normal effects and then becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before then, the target takes 1d8 thunder damage and the spell ends.
Very nice. Okay, so you brandish you said it was a spear?
Yes.
You brandish your spear and you begin to see a vibrating energy beginning to envelop it. Make your attack roll.
Oh, I see why the spell didn't go. It was asking for a spell level. Oh, that's a womp. Sad.
Okay. You lunge forward with your attack. However, the shadow just barely manages to skirt around it. Yeah, Yeah, the booming energies around the weapon begin to dissipate.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that is exactly why it's a cantrip.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just normal attack, but slightly better. I get it.
Yeah. It's just a more interesting attack, really.
You know what? I'll give it that it beats True Strike.
Yeah. All right. You still have a bonus action. Yeah, you still have a bonus action. You still have Bardic Inspiration. And you can still do something with your homunculus if you choose.
I'm going to keep my bonus. Use my bonus action to double check the weapon spell attack modifier using a spell attack modifier to hit. Oh, I don't have that set up, but yeah, no.
That's all right. We can
try to move it.
We can fudge something together. That's fine.
Yeah, no. I've got my. I could just find it right there. Spell attack bonus. I'll use my bonus action to use the force dart on the one that's then engaged.
Okay.
So that should be Oh, hey, this will. Well, wait, double check. Is this using my spell attack modifier? This Ray of Frost? It should. If I set it up right.
I believe it should.
Add ability mod. No, not to mod to damage, but all right, let's see if that works.
Yeah.
As
grip it and rip it. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, because it only did the 2. It only got the proficiency bonus and not the spell attack bonus.
Okay, so it also is getting your spell attack bonus.
Yeah, of 5. So that should be a 16 versus AC on that one.
Okay, yeah, that hits. So the damage is going to be 1d4 plus your proficiency bonus.
Yep, which is, I believe, 2, correct? Yep. Roll 1d4 plus 2. That just went all over the place. The 3 dice are rolled.
That is 3 damage. Your homunculus kind of turns on its side, revealing a kind of like a bow dart kind of weapon, and just boom, and you even hear a little as it makes contact with the shadow. The shadow begins to kind of undulate as it reconstitutes itself.
Is that the one that I shot with lightning earlier?
It is, actually.
Okay. So this one is damaged, at least. Okay.
Yes, he is damaged.
Okay. I mean, I'm not... I'm thinking if I should just use my movement and risk a attack of opportunity anyways, because of the fact that our victim is because they could just slip past me anyways.
Mm-hmm.
They could slip past 1 inch, but no, me standing there is not going to do well. Actually, I guess technically, I would get a attack of opportunity if they move past me, because they don't really have a wall, as far as I can tell, to squeeze through. So I suppose I should stay guard for her.
Okay. That is the end of your turn, Valerie.
Yes, we'll try. If you get away, we'll try to meet you at the rising crest later. Okay, we're trying to start all this. Go.
She nods and she begins to try and rush her way out of the house.
Before you go, check your clothes. There might be something stuck on you that might lead them to you. Get that off of you.
One of the shadows is going to take a swipe, but first needs to make a wisdom saving throw because of Sanctuary.
Yep.
Does not overcome the DC, so instead its attack is directed at you, Valerie.
Alright. That's fair enough, I suppose.
But it does not hit. It's a 7. Wow, we got some real noodly boys in combat right now. Oh my god. Okay. Noodle. But as she begins to run, she begins to pat down her clothing. You actually see it trailing behind her. There is a talisman that's clipped to the hem of her shirt.
It's there on your shirt. I see it. Right there. I tried to point it to her. She's reaping and trying to like parry the the shadow's attack away.
She takes the talisman off of her clothing and she throws it on the ground and stomps on it. And you actually see a bit of energy warping around her foot. And you see the shadows beginning to react heavily to it. They actually end up fleeing at this point.
Oh.
Please make an attack of opportunity.
Oh, of course, of course. Let's see. 14 versus
That's a
AC.
hit.
4.
Okay. 4 damage. The shadows, they begin to crawl up the walls, and they end up leaving through the cracks in the ceiling. The other two that are fighting Rico and the homunculus are sticking around.
Oh.
The woman that you just saved goes, "What in the 9 hells were those things?"
The terrible shadows that beat creatures. I don't know who sent them out, but that's what we're working our hardest to get to the bottom of this.
Am I safe?
You should be safe. That talisman was what was guiding them to you as a target. Still, you should definitely try to stay somewhere populated and lit. Again, that's why I want to try to meet you back there.
All right, I'll meet you there. And she
Thank you.
she begins to run the way that you had described to her. She sees the shadow that is fighting the homunculus, and she peels out the other way.
Yeah, so now she'll know her way around.
All right.
Okay.
That is her turn. The shadows that were fighting, those have left. They have fled. Rico, it is your turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I've left you alone over on the other side.
It's fine. I think it's better if. I think it's
Save
better
people.
if. Yeah. So don't you worry about me. If that's the case with. Okay, would I know that destroying the talisman would stop the creatures or stop the shadows?
Give me a religion check. Or an arcana check, whichever one you're better at.
I am good at neither, so let's.
Great. Love to hear that. Okay, you do know that usually when there are things to control the undead, if they are broken, it does at least momentarily free the undead from a servitude that they've been bound to. If the necromancer has enough foresight, they may have a backup plan in mind to maintain some level of control, but for what it seems, it looks like these were merely sent to hunt. And from what Valerie was able to infer from the room to your north, they succeeded in their hunt.
Okay, so.
The extra 5 feet sure are nice.
Oh, I guess I can keep fighting the shadows.
Okay.
Okay, let's do another attack of that shadow next to me then.
All right. Do you want to use your rapier again, or do you want to cast a main action spell? I do want to give you that option.
Hang on.
Put a little flare in your step.
Let's see here. Can let's do. Enhance ability.
Okay. Enhance ability. This will cause you to begin a concentration check. Well, not a concentration check, but you will. It will use concentration. You touch a creature and bestow upon it a magical enhancement, which you can choose the target to be yourself. So you can increase your you can gain advantage on con checks and temp HP points if you choose Bear's Endurance. Bull's Strength gives you advantage on strength checks. Cat's Grace gives you advantage on dexterity checks. And you also do not take damage for falling 20 feet or less if you're not incapacitated. And then the rest are just advantage on charisma, intelligence, or wisdom.
Right. Okay.
Doesn't really do. Did any of this do much for you in this fight, though?
It might not.
Like, it's a useful thing to have, but for
In
like
this particular fight?
things. But like in this exact fight, the most I could think of is like Bear's Endurance gives you temporary HP.
It gives you 2d6 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Then how about we do Cloud of Daggers instead?
Okay, Cloud of Daggers. Let's go.
Ooh, classic.
Let's bring that up. Cloud of Daggers. It is another concentration spell, but that's fine. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose within range. A creature takes 4d4 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. And I will also say that it takes effect if you drop it directly on a creature.
Cloud. It was one of the coolest looking spells in Baldur's Gate.
Would you like to Cloud of Daggers?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Are you putting it on the guy in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. I will draw a little rectangle just to signify that that is your Cloud of Daggers square. And he... Oh, he doesn't even have to make a... Oh my god. He doesn't even have to make a save or you make an attack roll. It just does damage.
Oh, wow.
That's just guaranteed damage. That's...
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome, actually. Damn, why didn't I take that with my wizard? All right. Okay, so he takes an immediate 4d4 of slashing damage.
That's so much.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, wow.
He takes That's a lot of damage. He takes 13 damage. Oh, I'm sorry. You should be the one rolling it.
Okay.
That's silly of me. Go ahead, roll for it. I will say if you roll lower, I'll give you the 13. as an apology.
Do I just which one do I choose?
Okay, so
D4.
if you look in your, so you'll have a dice tray. If you look to your to the left side where you got your tools, so click on dice, and then you'll see your D4s, and then scroll over to 4. There you go. 8. I'll give you 13.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sketch.
All right.
You're so cool, Sketch.
Rico,
Yes.
how do you kill this shadow?
How do I kill it?
Yeah,
How's
like
it come apart?
add a little bit of flair. You know, like how cool is the death? What happens?
I shout Zawardo when the Cloud of Daggers hits. And then I go in for that Raphael grab from Soul Calibur where he does the multiple stabs with the rapier.
Okay. All right. No, you know what? That's really cool, honestly. Good job. All right. You have successfully slain a shadow. You notice as the blades finish piercing the shadow, it just starts to kind of melt into a puddle of a shadow on the floor, and that's where it remains.
Cool.
Very nice turn. Way to go. Nerding for the win.
Yeah.
Okay. you may move. You have a bonus action. The world is your oyster.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move outside.
Okay.
Or is the door here?
Yep, right there.
Which one was there? Here? Okay.
Up one more is the door. I mean, you can still go
Okay.
out that way too. That's fine.
Yeah, you've got 30. You've still got 30 feet of movement, 20 feet of movement afterward.
Yep. So that was either way is 10 feet of movement, and you see the homunculus and the shadow are somehow fighting it out by themselves.
Themselves.
By themselves. Yep.
Yeah.
How many more feet of movement do I got?
20.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to move myself up here
Sure. Go for it.
to surround it.
Yes. And if you manage to continue surrounding it like this, when you or the homunculus make an attack, you will get an attack of opportunity. Not opportunity,
Cool.
advantage on the attack.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yes, that is called flanking.
All right. Blanks.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess for my bonus action, I'll go ahead and cast healing word on myself.
Okay. Healing word. That is a bonus action. A creature of your choice, in this case it's you, that you can see within range, which again is you, regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Okay, so
in this case, your spellcasting ability modifier is I believe a 5. So it's going to be 1d4 plus 5.
1d4. Okay,
Yes.
so just use a dice tray.
Yeah, you can just roll a d4, we'll add 5 to it. 1. You get 6 HP back. I forgot to ask this because you are a bard, Rico, but how do you cast your spells?
I sing to myself.
Okay.
Or I sing.
You sing.
Should I be singing?
I'm not going to make you actually sing. I'm just asking, how does your character cast their spells? If you want to sing, that's up to you. But that I'm not going to make you.
Okay.
But you hum out a soft little ditty that begins to radiate a healing energy that surrounds you, and you begin to feel relief from the damage you just took. You still feel a little bit weak, but you at least feel like the damage that you've taken has cleared up a little bit.
All right, cool.
All right. Very nice. All right. The Shadow's turn. He is going to begin to try and slink away. At which point, the homunculus and Rico, you both get an attack of opportunity.
All right, cool.
And you also both get advantage.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
Flanking.
Wow.
If you would like to roll for your homunculus servant, Valerie, and Rico, you may
Yeah.
make your rapier attack.
Okay.
Again, with advantage.
I still haven't fixed the thing, but like, because the spell attack modifier, but like, that's all it has.
Right. Rico, you can roll one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that me?
All right. 18 for the homunculus and 15 for Rico. You both hit. Please roll for damage.
My proficiency bonus plus 1d4 plus proficiency. Right?
1d4. Well, yep, 1d4 plus 2. Okay.
Wow.
It's 7 plus 2.
7 plus 2, so that is going to be 9
3.
and 3. All right, so that's 11 damage total. Let me do. Okay. And you see the shadow beginning to kind of writhe a little bit as it tries to escape and flee. And eventually you do see it kind of begin to slink away in the shadows. The shadows have fled. You have been victorious this day.
Oh.
That is the end of combat.
Hey.
Right.
You did manage to save the woman who was under attack. And unfortunately, Valerie, you did also see a corpse in another part of the house.
Yeah. Well, it seems like well, I guess it's a duplex, kind of. This isn't a door or anything, right?
Unfortunately, so that right there is not a door. However, you did see a door up here. And from when you peeked in over here, you did see this door. That might be the most direct way to get in.
Right.
Do you want to check out this room, though?
Right. The first thing I'm going to do is try to... Well, first thing I'm going to try... want to grab the talisman.
Okay.
What?
The talisman is not charred up, but it is ruined.
Yeah, that's... But it's much more... It's more intact than just like having the little bit of one symbol that burnt up than we had before, huh?
Yes, it is a little bit more together. You actually have something that you can look at now.
Okay. I mean... I feel it's a bit impolite to check around, but I suppose I should see in this other room if anything else has happened.
You peek...
Open the other door.
You peek into this door, and it looks kind of like a guest room, as much as a guest room could be in this kind of house.
Okay. Listen,
Eventually, Rico, your cloud of daggers fades away.
Okay. Can I go in through the window here to check on the body?
Sure. You peek in the window, and you do see Valerie coming in through the opposite door.
Yeah.
But you peek in, and you do see this corpse. His shadow looks a little misshapen, but it slowly looks like it's reforming to what it should be. They did not have a chance to grab his shadow.
Right.
Okay. I apologize for our brashness in here.
At this point, I would like us to take a 5-minute bathroom break, snack break, whatever you gotta do. And we will be back momentarily, so please hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are just coming back in after a victorious round of combat. Valerie and Rico have just scared away a host of shadows who were preying on 2 commoners in this area. One had already fallen victim, but another was managed to be rescued by the quick actions of our 2 heroes. You both have begun to move in to inspect this corpse, I believe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You may take it from here.
Can I go ahead and make a medicine check?
You may. Okay.
Hey.
This looks very similar to what happened to Graz. He didn't have any overtly apparent wounds or cause of death. This man also seems to not have any apparent cause of death, but his shadow does finally manage to reconstitute itself into the way it should be, and it finally stays there.
Can we check if he has the same kind of talisman that was on Graz?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh.
I will say with advantage because you know what you're looking for.
Okay. Do I roll again?
Yeah, roll again.
Hey.
Considerably better.
You do find the pieces of a charred talisman hanging off of his coat. They are kind of tucked away in the folds, but you do find it. It looks as though he was a mark as well.
Another one dead.
Can we... Is there any way we can take a picture or like find a way to ascribe his likeness to anything so that way we can ask anybody like if they know this man or if they've seen any interactions with the hooded figure?
I believe if you had some form of what is it? Minor illusion could do it. I believe how are your artistic skills, Rico?
My artistic skills?
Yeah, the non-musical ones. I would say that this would be a if you do not have anything that would be adjacent to a physical artwork, I would say it would be a performance check without proficiency.
Let's do performance then.
Okay.
Hey!
Nat 20! There we go! Okay,
Perfect.
you actually do find a scrap of paper and a piece of charcoal on the table next to you, and it is like a violinist putting notes into the air, except you are putting material on paper, and you create the spitting image of him. You actually are able to sketch out his likeness in near perfect detail.
Wow. And no being good at the violin is lets me be a good artist.
Hey, it's all about that flow, baby.
It's all the same thing, really. This is not actionable or useful advice. Do not believe it.
It's all Dracula flow. That shit ain't nothing to me, man.
You need to practice whatever you do, viewers. Sorry.
All right, but you do have a sketch of the deceased man.
Okay. Can we investigate the room he's in any further? See if there's anything else that would be suspicious to us?
You can give it a shot.
No, I'll have to try and look around, see what I got.
Okay.
Not much.
And Rico, you may also make an investigation check if you wish.
Sure.
Okay. Valerie, you poke around the room a little bit, and it kind of just looks like he's living in squalor. There's not much to really note about it, aside from the fact that, you know, this kind of feels like a slummy part of the city. This kind of, you know, you were in the poor district before, now you're in, like, the poverty district.
Right.
Rico, you also try to investigate a little bit, but you aren't really able to discern much else.
Okay. Geez, not sure if there's anything else we can do in here. Okay, any suggestions on your part?
Well, I mean, as far as we know, we have a live victim, a surviving victim we rescued.
And
both.
you did also mention for her to make her way back to the Rising Crest.
Yeah. We should definitely reunite with them to make sure that she's safe and to find out more from her, because she's definitely been if she's of anybody that's been in contact with this necromancer, she's a only real lead. Besides the fact that the necromancer seems to be attacking the more poor people within the city, which does not really narrow it down.
No, it does not. All right, and I just guess she's our next best lead.
Yes, I suppose so. Yes.
Okay.
Head out.
You step outside to begin making your way to the tavern. It's been about another hour has passed, and it's now begun to be more of a twilight hours. But you make your way to the tavern nonetheless, and let's get you over there. It is not this empty. It is starting to become more of their prime hours. I'm currently filling up the seats as we speak.
They're all coming in at the same time.
Actually, yeah, it is kind of tavern prime hours now. Majority of the patrons that you saw before are gone or have left, except for this guy up here. He's actually awake and he's lucid. Just barely, but he's communicative. I'm going to fill up just a little bit more. You also see Tomfer sitting at a table in the inn, or in the tavern. So I'm just going to fill up just a few more seats, and then that will be just about it. Alright, that's good for now. You see it's a little bit more lively in here than it was before. Everyone seems to be keeping to themselves for the most part, but the ones that are sitting around other people are enjoying a bit of lighthearted conversation. Speaking of... They're speaking of the impending war with Tegaro to the west. They're speaking of news that they've heard from Jadok to the south. It's all manner of small talk, light conversation. But you look in the very center of the room and you see the woman that you saved earlier. She is absolutely shaken to her core. And you see Tomfer down here just kind of lost in his cups. He's not doing too well.
Right. I think I'll head. I think just because of the fact that I'm just gonna head over to. Like, oh, thank goodness you made it safely.
She looks up and she says, "Oh, you're unharmed."
Yes. No. Yes. No. It was nothing.
Oh, good. That brings me some relief then.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, it seems perhaps your neighbor was not as lucky.
Oh, that's a shame.
I apologize.
Rico, you enter the tavern as well, and you are greeted by the scent of sort of a change in menu. It's not really breakfasty anymore, but now you start to smell the sense of roasted pork, roasted chicken. Right. It's a bit of a different atmosphere in the twilight hours.
Okay.
The woman looks up to the both of you and she says, "I cannot thank you enough for saving me."
Oh, it's what anyone would do in the same circumstance, I would hope.
I suppose so. My name is Alia Fairmorn. It's a pleasure.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Valerie, and there's my friend Rico over there. So, yes, you made it. So now, yes, as you can see, well, where something's taking the people. You were nearly a victim yourself.
Yes,
Glad we.
I don't know why. She's sort of flustered a little bit. She doesn't know how to respond in this situation. She understands she's probably safe, but at the same time, she can't help but feel like she jumps at any large moving shadows in the room.
Right. I want you, first thing is that the mark. All of you are in the you are clear. will not be hunted, at least if anything, unless something else gets on you. But I did only one person, as far as we know, is doing that. Have you been in that Have you? Do you know that man in the man in black and red? Have you seen him around?
A man in black and red. She pauses for a moment and she begins to think, and she says, I may have walked past a man in red at one point. I didn't think much of it. I just thought he was another lovable stray, as it were. But, and I say that with all due sarcasm, of course. I thought nothing of him, and I just kept going on my way, but you don't think he would have had something to do with this, would you?
All the signs of what we've investigated seem to point towards him being a necromancer of some kind, trying to
Oh my.
amass forces for some reason that we're not certain of. But
Oh. Well,
yeah,
I hope you're able to bring an end to this.
Do you have any memory of when you might have encountered this person?
Well, I work at the local fishery, up further north, and I was inspecting some catches before I ended my workday and went home. And on my way home is when I saw him, although I don't know why I would be targeted. I'm just a simple poor folk.
Well, it seems that his targets are arbitrary at most.
Really?
Most, it seems, though, at most between you and Graz, and that's and also, I mean, did you know Graz by chance? Is there anything linking the two you?
Graz Hulft?
The Dragonborn. He lived in slightly over that way.
She closes her eyes for a moment, trying to picture a Dragonborn in her mind, but after a while, she just... No, the name does not ring familiar. I apologize.
So there isn't really much connection between the victim for our victims.
You said he only lived down that way?
Yes, not terribly far. I mean, I'm speaking. This is me saying, like, it's not terribly out of the way. She was.
Yeah, she's pointing to another section of the poorer district.
Yeah, about that way, right? Yeah.
She tilts her head for a moment. She goes, "That's interesting. You saying that another less fortunate soul was targeted as well?"
Yes, as well as your next door neighbor. So it seems like they are targeting
my next door neighbor. Is oh goodness, what's his name? Tyriok. Is he all right? Is he alive?
Oh,
Is
do you mean this man? And I show him like the image that I drew.
I believe you'll proceed to tell me that he is now dead.
unfortunately, we only arrived just as the attack started, and it seems that they had just started finishing him off and started to take away his shadow.
They were starting to take his shadow.
Yes, they were. Yes, as he was lying dead, the creatures, the shadows themselves, were trying to drain it away from him. Only by distracting them from their attack, from their work, did they stop. And thus seem to return to him.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yes, and that's what happened to. That's what else happened to Graz as well.
Hmm.
And
Now, would you know if your neighbor here had any interaction with this robed man you've seen before?
I don't know. Tyriok is a fairly reclusive soul. I feel like I'm the only one he ever really socializes with. He's a decent man, mind you, but he does not care for idle chit-chat and socializing, I suppose. But all the same, a good man.
Hmm.
But if someone was targeting him as well, well, there's hardly any justice in this world, I imagine.
Would there be anything that Tyriok be known for to cause him to be a target?
No. What I do know is that Tyriok worked at a nearby warehouse. It's a small warehouse, to be sure, but he was a inventory manager of sorts. Not the kind of job that you make enemies in, of course.
What kind of warehouse is it? Like that? What's the kind of inventory would you be aware of?
Oh, the odds and ends, sundry goods, crafting supplies. Actually, would you mind? Do you have one of those talismans on you by chance? I'd like to see it again.
yes, it's right here. I suppose I present it to her.
She picks it up and she takes a look at it for a moment and she says, I recognize some of the materials used in this talisman.
Oh?
Yes, they look like the sort of inventory that would be present at his warehouse.
And perhaps... So, perhaps, I'm just thinking, perhaps maybe that's where if it's using the same kind of materials, then if any luck, there might be the best case, if you could call it that, would be that the necromancer is either based around there or stole from there or something. Something.
Well, that would certainly make Tyriok a target if there was any risk of him being found out.
And you happen to be right nearby. Unfortunately, it's practically sharing your home right next to each other.
Oh.
You may have just been a victim by proximity.
Most likely. I know where the warehouse is if you have any plans to go, but I would advise to be careful. This talk of a necromancer sounds dangerous.
Yes, it's much more intense than I expected when I was sent out here. But I think I don't know. I couldn't bear the thought of anybody else getting in danger from him.
Well, then I'm staying right here where there's other people.
A wise choice.
Can you tell us how to get to the warehouse?
Better yet, I can draw you a map. And she pulls out a piece of a napkin, and she begins to draw on it, and then she slides it across. It's on the border of this district and the not the financial district, but the mercantile district, which is a little bit further south, but the way there is clearly outlined on this napkin. And she says, if you find the one responsible for this, give him hell for me. All 9 of them.
Yes, of course.
And she sits back in her seat and she picks up a glass of wine that she had previously ordered and swirls it around before taking a sip and says, "I'll be waiting to hear the good news."
Okay.
I want to ask. I suppose we could just go, but I do want to be a bit more sure because he's right here. Probably could talk to Tom first just to make sure about if Graz was any proximity to there. I think that might be a good wise just to double check.
Sure.
Verify.
Yeah, you can chat up Tonfer a little bit more.
Hey, Tom.
Tonfer looks over. He goes, "Oh, I remember you."
Yeah, buddy. You holding up okay? I know.
Nothing good. Muggle ale cat fix. He looks like he's been at it hard for the past few hours.
No,
I'm not sure he's going to be any help to us right now.
Nice.
Graz, he was my friend.
Yeah.
I'd rather not. You know, on second thought, I'd also rather make it worse for him.
Let's not.
Let's come back with good news if we do.
You back away slowly and you let him kind of crying into his mug.
I'm just not prepared for that, really.
Okay. Can I actually question the gentleman that is now awake after sleeping in his plate of food?
Yeah, you can walk over there and chat him up now. He watches the bartender. Actually, he looks up and he goes, welcome back. What can I do for you this time?"
I will take an ale, please. It's been a bit of a night.
Oh, you got it. Hey, for you, 5 silver.
You got it.
All right. And he steps away to prepare a nice mug of ale for you. The man that was sleeping before, he looks over and he says, "Do I know you?"
Oh, but I have seen your face around. You were dead asleep on a plate of food last time I saw you. You're wide awake.
He kind of blinks blankly at you and is just kind of like, "Hey, what can I do for you? What can I do?"
Well, I am investigating a murder. I'd like some help.
Murder? I did not do nothing.
Well, that remains to be seen. If you answer my questions, then maybe you'll be innocent.
And what if I don't?
Intimidation check, please.
Okay, go for it. 19. Yes, sir. What do you want?
I thought so. So we've seen, we've had reports of a mysterious robed man that came to this tavern the night before, and he's been a suspect of the murder of Mr. Graz Halt, who was a frequent patron of this bar. And we have reason to believe that this mysterious man has struck again.
I know Graz. He's a good guy. Did I miss him? Did he not come tonight?
You'll be missing. He won't be coming for a very long time.
Oh. He's going to prison for murder.
No, he was murdered.
Oh. And he slowly starts to sober up a little bit. Okay. That's a different story. The bartender comes over and he gives you the mug of ale, and he says, "Oh, that's the most sober I've seen you in a while." Ah. Well, anyway, here's your ale.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And he comes over to tend to another patron off to the side.
Can I get your name?
The name is Iglar.
Iglar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Iglar. Can you tell me what happened the last time you saw Mr. Graz-Holft here in the tavern?
Well, last I saw, he was chatting up this guy in a red robe, and I thought I recognized that guy, too. I thought I saw him from somewhere.
You recognize him?
Yeah. He came in, not here, but I like to tavern hop from time to time, and I saw him at a tavern in a nearby town. Yeah, if I remember right, his name was, Mulgren.
Mulgren.
Yeah, Mulgren Averon.
Mulgren Everon.
Yeah.
What do you know about this man?
He's kind of a pissant, really. He is a hoity-toity spellcaster type, you know, like, I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, honestly, but do you think he did it?
It remains to be seen, but he is a suspect. What makes you give him that description? Hoity-toity type, pissant. What makes you say that?
Well, most spellcasters are kind of the same, right? Like, they wave their hands around and they go, and then they cast a spell, right? That's how that works, right?
Oh, not all spells work that way, but, you know, I guess you can say that.
All right, well, anyway, point is, I don't like him. He's creepy. And from what I heard last night when Graz was talking to him, he was saying something about, let's see. If I recall correctly, he was saying something about, expediting his work, or whatever that means. And that was sometime after Graz left. I don't know what kind of work it was, but they were talking about something dark and mysterious, and I really didn't want to listen in, but I didn't have much of a choice. This is my spot, after all.
I suppose. Okay. Can you tell me if you know this man? And I show him the picture of the portrait of Tyriok.
Oh, yeah, that's Tyriok. He's a neighbor of Alia over there.
How well did you know him?
Most of us poor types know each other. It's a community. Whether or not it's tight-knit is yet to be determined, but most of us know each other.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Tyriok was killed in almost the same exact manner as Mr. Graz-Holft.
No shit.
Shit you not.
Well,
we have reason to believe it could be this Mr. Mulgren Everon. Do you recall if Tyriok had any interaction with this person?
none that I could tell directly, but actually, you know what? I do remember Mulgren patted Graz on the back at one point and kind of left a little something on his coat.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was weird, but I don't know. I'm not into much accessorizing.
Valerie, can you show him the tinderbox that you have?
I mean, I could show him the sigil. Even I've got the full thing. Remember?
Oh yeah. Can you actually? Yeah, show him the napkin,
Yeah.
or whatever the
talisman.
thingy, the talisman. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
He looks over and he goes, "Yeah, it looked like that.
Just like this.
A spitting image. Yeah."
so we know what did it in. Unless
Feels,
we can confirm our suspicions. Okay. Is there anything else you can recall when Mr. Mulgren was here?
Just that I don't know, he didn't really seem like he was a good conversationalist. If anything, he sounded like he was the kind of guy that got bullied through magic school.
It usually seemed to be the case.
Can I want to try. I see about the. I just want to see about the insight check because I'm feeling slightly something.
What are you feeling?
I don't know. I feel like he's telling us. It feels almost like he's telling us what we want to hear about like this guy.
Okay.
Like very conveniently. It
Yeah,
feels.
no, you can investigate him. Or no, sorry, insight.
Yeah, just some. I don't know. It's just. I don't know if my insight's that great. Not really. Might just be helpful, I guess.
You're having a hard time reading him, despite him sobering up to the news of Graz being killed. There's still a lingering drunken buffoonness to him. But other than that, it pretty much sounds like a guy who's just kind of just loose lips and all that, you know?
I guess. I can't be still can't. That doesn't really help me either way, but.
Rico, if you'd like to insight check him as well, feel free.
Feel.
You ain't found shit!
Oh well. No, we don't know. I mean, the best we can do is hope that his word is good. Seems. Right. What's this guy's name again? I just forget.
His name was Mulgren. Mulgren Averon.
Mulgren. No. And yours, your name.
Oh, my name's
I didn't
Eaglear.
catch it. Eaglear. Interesting. All right.
Sure is interesting. I'm the one with that name as far as I know.
Right. I suppose we should get out. I think we should get moving, Rico. If this talk about his expedition is true, I don't want. And they're moving already. I don't want to risk more people to our us not moving fast enough. Okay, Rico.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
All right. The barkeep looks over and he says, "Hey, you come back now, you hear?
Yeah.
Yes, lovely place.
There's only one thing I like more than new faces, and that's returning faces." Ha ha!
Yes.
On the way out, I give the mug of ale to who was it? Scruggs. On the way out.
Oh,
As,
Tomfer?
Yeah.
All right.
Tomford.
He's still crying into his mug. The tears are literally going into the mug.
Yeah. I'll give him the mug of ale that I didn't finish, and I tell him, "Drink up, buddy. I think you need this more."
He looks back as you put the mug in front of him and he goes, "Oh, bless you.
Do our best to get back at him, John.
Alia looks at you and she says, "Good."
You, yeah. Yep. Just be not, and I suppose I just head out.
Okay.
Going out.
You begin to follow, unless Rico, there's anything else you'd like to do.
No, not really. I'll follow him out.
Okay. You begin to follow the map that Alia had drawn for you. You realize that it doesn't take too long to get there from here. You're actually pretty much already on the border of the commercial district. But soon enough, you do eventually come to the front of a small warehouse. It doesn't look like there's much going on. You do see a flicker of candlelight coming from some of the windows, but that's about it.
So there's not really any sign of life or anybody around?
You hear some slight footsteps around the warehouse. It doesn't sound like there's many people inside. It sounds like one set of footsteps.
Yeah, I'm thinking about spells.
This is really all the map gave me, so it's like just the inside of the warehouse. So imagine you're on the outside of the warehouse.
No, that's
so right now
fair.
you are kind of over the door. But that is where the front door is. You can see where the windows are around the building.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Right.
Can we do a perception check? Looking inside from one of the windows.
Sure. Which window are you looking to look inside?
This is a window?
That is a window, yes.
Can I peer in from there?
Okay, first of all, I would like you to make a stealth check.
Okay. Stealth check then.
Okay, 18. Your footsteps are very light. They are very calculated. They are very precise. And they are all with intention. You sneak on over there. Now you may give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Okay. You peek inside, maintaining that stealth check. And here is what you see from that window.
Oh.
There is a man in a red robe with black accents currently working on a workbench that is in front of him. It is directly under the window. However, because of your capable stealth check, you managed to remain unseen.
I see. Okay.
But you don't see much inside with him, aside from various supplies, some food, and it looks like he's working on some talismans.
Okay, and he hasn't noticed me.
He has not noticed you yet.
Okay. Valerie, let's make this a two-pronged entry. Can you go in from the front? I'll go in through this window. I see him right in there.
I would like you to make a stealth check again to check your volume.
Hey!
Easy.
Your superior control of your voice is light work in stealthy scenarios. You are no stranger to a whispered tone.
Must be the singer in me.
Mm-hmm.
Some ventriloquism. But wrong in her voice.
But Valerie, you hear Rico's suggestion.
Okay. I suppose I could try to. I mean, I worst comes to worst of me trying to sneak in. I'm still more heavily armored and might be able to go through. You know, more suited for the front door, anyways. I suppose. But I suppose I'll try to, as quietly as I can, try to get through the door.
Okay, stealth check.
Yeah. Hey.
Very
we're
nice.
good at this. Thank
All
goodness
right.
for the infiltrator armor too.
Also, thanks to your knowledge of construction and creation and the like, you are able to kind of play the hinge a little bit as you open the door, preventing it from squeaking. You took one look at that hinge and you went, yeah, that's probably going to be a problem. And you push the door right open, and in you go. The door's open. You set foot inside.
It's empty, but I suppose I'm going to try to quietly make my way around. Is there any sign of like anything in here that might be dangerous besides like ahead of time? Try to keep like perception check of like anything.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Just wanted to like as I'm walking around just to make sure I don't see nothing. I'm too focused on.
I'm going to reiterate. You ain't found shit.
Yeah. You ain't seen shit.
Yeah, you see nothing. There's some faint candlelight, so it is casting a lot of shadows in this room, but you don't see anything hostile. But I would, as you are entering the room, I would like you to make another stealth check. Rico, while Valerie's doing this, what are you doing?
Surprise attack from up above.
You're beginning an attack right now?
Yeah, on who I believe to be Mulgren.
Okay. How are you doing this?
You said that the window was above him, right?
It is slightly angled up from where he is, I believe, yes. It's about 8 feet up. You did have to kind of step up on a nearby crate in order to peek in, but that's fine.
Okay. Can we do a plunging attack?
Is the window open?
Oh, is it open? That's a very good question.
Give me an investigation check. It is closed, but you're not sure if it's latched shut, like with a lock.
Can I try to stealthily enter through the window?
Give me a stealth check.
Hey.
You slowly begin to push the window open. You manage to do so silently. His head is down as he's trying to make something on the workbench, but slowly the window swings open.
Okay. So I'm in prime position to attack.
I would say so.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Get Mulgren.
Okay. You wish to make that plunging attack?
Yeah.
Okay. You get a surprise round with advantage.
Okay.
All right, make your attack rolls. Okay.
And do I do it again? Another
yes,
one?
Yes, with advantage, you get to roll again. All right,
wow.
I guess it's 18.
Okay.
If it's spoken.
Okay. You jump forward with your rapier in hand, and as you do so, you actually end up landing on top of the table in front of him, and you plunge your sword down at him. Roll for damage.
Wow.
Okay. Dang. All right, okay. Mulgren shouts in pain. You actually feel the room shake as he takes this damage. I would like everyone to now roll for initiative. And as the room shakes, Valerie, you look around, and
Yeah?
you notice that the candlelight in this room is not just casting any normal shadows.
Damn it.
They slowly begin to seep out of corners and out of hidden alcoves within this room. Some of these shadows look familiar. They look like the shadows that you'd been fighting earlier. Rico, I also forgot to mention that while you were spending time with Alia and Tomfer and the Drunkard, if you both would wish to short rest, I'll let you do that now before combat begins. It was definitely more than 15 minutes. 15, 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, fair enough.
And Rico, the strength that was sapped away from you, it's returned. You're back at full strength.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I didn't want to have you guys go into this without at least having that option. So.
I'm just checking about... No, artificers get their spell slots per long rest, right?
That is correct. Wizards and warlocks are typically the ones that get their spell slots back during a short rest.
Yeah.
Because, they like to get their nappies.
Yeah, no, I've played plenty of both classes in my limited time of Baldur, at least.
Yep.
A minimum of 24 hours.
All right. So, I will now take your initiatives. So, Valerie, you have a 12 initiative.
Yep.
And Rico, you have a 17.
Yep.
All right, and now it's Mulgren's turn. Bing. Okay. Interesting. And then shadows. Okay. And that should be good. Okay. It is now top of the order as you finish your surprise attack, and Mulgren looks up, and through gritted teeth, he says, "No! I will not have my work stopped here!" And he is going to... I think I know what this is. He begins to motion with his hands as he creates a trace of a sigil in the air in front of him. You actually know this spell, Rico. He cast Blade Ward on himself. Which means he will have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks until the end of his next turn.
See. Okay.
And he's going to use that to back away from you, which he will receive an attack of opportunity from you, if you so choose.
Sure I will. Can I use Thunder Wave?
You cannot use a spell unless I believe you have the Warcaster feat.
Okay.
So
All right,
it will have to be a weapon attack.
Okay, so let's do another weapon attack then.
All right.
I don't need a roll for this one, a d20 for this one, right?
You do.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I said something, sorry.
17, that does hit. Roll for damage. Okay. 10. However, because of the Blade Ward, he has resistance. He takes half damage, so that will be a 5.
Okay.
As you thrust forward with your rapier, you do see that a bit of energy begins to spark as your rapier finds home in his shoulder, but it looks as though that magical energy has slowed the blade considerably as it tries to pierce his skin. With that... Okay. He is going to... Let's see, that was 5, 10, 15, 20. He is going to try and head out around this way, and that will end his turn. And now it is a few of the Shadow's turn, I believe. Let me just take one more look at my turn order here.
Oh boy.
I just refreshed the page. Give me a sec. I do know it is one of the Shadows, though. So it is going to be this one. It is going to come up to your homunculus, and it is going to take a swipe.
I can't help but wonder if that's the same one still holding a grudge.
Oh, he's got a grudge. He's got a grudge against that thing. However, its swipe does not find home on the homunculus. The homunculus is too darn small.
Mm-hmm.
That being the case, I would really like it if my turn order came back up. Please. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I've been having trouble with my character sheet today.
Yeah. Okay. Another shadow is going to come slip behind you, Valerie, and it is going to get flanking.
Oh no.
So it gets to roll with advantage. Okay. Okay, a 23 to hit.
That's just makes it.
All right. Valerie, you are going to be taking 5 necrotic damage.
I am resistant to necrotic damage, actually, as an
You are going
Asamir.
You are going to take 3 necrotic damage.
Hooray.
And your strength score is reduced by 3.
Oof.
Which, in your case...
A -2 modifier.
Yeah. That is it for that shadow. This shadow is going to make its way fusing through the wall, and this one is going to try and float its way over. And that is it for enemies' turns. Rico, it is your turn again, now that you are on your normal turn order.
What about me?
Rico got a surprise round before initiative.
Okay, and then I guess initiative is...
It will be
Okay.
your turn afterward.
Okay, where it's just at
Yes.
the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, you did end up scraping the bottom of the barrel with that initiative count.
No, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
Alright, then I will move myself next to Mulgren.
Okay.
And let's see. And I would like to attack again.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, that's going to be a crit. Very nice. Okay, so what does your rapier do normally?
Piercing.
Right, but what's the
1d.
damage?
Oh, 1d8.
Any pluses?
Plus 3 piercing.
Okay, so it'll be 1d8 plus 11.
1d8 plus 11. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
That's why. So it is going to be 12 damage, which is going to be halved because Mulgren had Blade Ward up. So it's going to be 6 damage.
Okay. I still have my bonus action, right?
You do.
Let's see here. Can I cast Bardic Inspiration on Valerie?
I'll allow it, yeah.
Okay.
Valerie, you now have a D6 of Bardic Inspiration.
Cool. Can I... I'm just trying to see my options here. Oh, you know what? Now is a good time for that.
All right.
That I'm surrounded.
What you got?
This option now. That's right. Oh, right. I'm going to warp over in the way of our good friend Mogren. I'm going to cast Misty Step to avoid taking the attacks of opportunity.
Hell yeah, you do get to avoid those attacks.
Yep.
All right.
Which I don't have to think that I haven't clicked it, but yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a second spell slot.
Okay.
Oh, let's come on. Didn't you have such great plans? What's the rush to run, Mogren? Come on.
Okay, that was a bonus action. You still have a full action.
Yep. That was my... Actually, just double check my... Yeah, it was there. I was trying to see the best space for one last spell slot, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, how big does that...
I will say that if you make a melee attack or a touch spell attack, like Shocking Grasp, while you are flanking him like this, you will get advantage, even on a melee spell attack.
A 10-foot square. The 10-foot square is huge, huh?
What spell are you looking at?
Grease.
Oh yeah.
Though I'd be in trouble myself, but but on the other hand, really funny to possibly mess with him. But also, perhaps it'd just be best to let's see. Nah, thunder wave, not so much. Well, no, that's a saving throw, anyways.
Right. So it would have to be specifically a spell attack.
Nah, I don't have any direct spell attacks like that. The most I got is my lightning launcher.
Okay.
Close quarters.
Yeah, close quarters, it would have disadvantage as a point-blank ranged attack.
Yeah. Which, even with it being shoot, and again, all my other spells are ranged attack. You know what? Hey, you know what? Even though I got my damage down, why not? Let's try a booming blade again.
Okay.
Rust with the spear.
You will have advantage on this attack.
Yep. 15 and 3. Darn.
Okay. He he watches as you approach him with Misty Step, and as you reach your spear out, you just manage to hit him with the tip of the spear, enough to transfer the booming energy from the spear onto him. Please roll for damage. It will be halved, however.
Well, that didn't quite work. It didn't really do, I mean, I think it's a minimum 1 damage of a hit, right? Or
I don't
0?
know. I'm seeing a -1. That's interesting. Your spear heals him? What? I will say it will be a minimum of 1. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to you.
All right, fair enough.
But it does transfer the booming energy into him.
Cool.
He does have a resistance to it, but it's mostly just like a glancing blow.
Yeah. It's enough to keep him still, as that at least punish him for if he tries to move is the important part here.
Right. Okay.
Right. And for the homunculus' sake, I mean, I can move it 1, but that's about all it can do safely. It's mostly
he can't go anywhere else.
Yep. Yeah, because otherwise anyone else takes a hit from one or more shadows.
Homeboy is stuck there.
Yeah, no, he's just bobbing and weaving through the shadows.
Granted, if you don't give him any other commands, he does automatically take the dodge action, but that's up to you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it works for me.
All right, sounds good.
The shadows don't like him. It works for me. I don't know what's up with that. Why that guy hates it so much.
Oh, he's got a vendetta. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be interesting. And do you want to know why this is going to be interesting?
What's up?
He is going to cast Misty Step, which means he doesn't have to physically move away. And he's going to turn back at you.
I'm pretty sure the booming blade is written as that way.
Yeah, I will also double check that, because if that is the case, I will let it happen.
If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before then, yeah. I mean, unless you argue, I mean, you could argue either way about the teleportation counting as moving.
I'll give it to you. Roll 1d8.
Cool. What the heck, Rico?
What?
Ogix and that's just one. What a fair. A shame.
Yeah, that's fair.
Whatever. We're
but
it's something that barely hurt.
Out of sheer desperation, he Misty steps away, knowing full well he's taking that damage.
Yeah.
And as he begins to turn around, you see a charging of electrical energies forming at his hands. I need the both of you to make a dexterity saving throw. He's using lightning bolt.
Where are my saving throws?
Oof.
Where are my saving throws, actually?
They should be right next to your main ability scores, like above your skills.
Can I use Lucky to reroll?
You can use Lucky.
Okay.
15.
Alright, so I'm gonna reroll again.
Okay.
That's better.
Ooh, that was almost a 2.
Almost.
Almost. All right. However, you both make the save. You will be taking half damage from this attack. Both of you. Okay, so I'm going to sugarcoat it. It's still 8d6.
Oh.
So let's go to the auto roller. Okay. That is a total of 26. Cut in half is 13. You both take 13 lightning damage.
Oh. If I didn't save, I'd just be down.
Rico, it was a very good choice that you took Lucky.
How much was it? 13?
13 damage because you made the save.
Okay.
And that is the end of his turn. Oop. There we go. Okay. Now it's the Shadow's turn. And as always, this guy, he's actually...
He's beefing.
Oh. Okay, there we go. He's going to move so that he gets advantage against the homunculus. He hates this thing.
What a fucking jerk.
Okay, advantage. Okay. Okay. He does hit. And he's going to do... okay, he's going to do 7 damage to the homunculus.
Ouch. It was... What was this HP again? It was 23?
It was 20 total, and I think the homunculus already took 1 hit.
Right. Yeah, it took 3 or 6 damage, so...
Yeah, it took less than half of whatever it was.
Okay.
So, all right. This homunculus that's across from it is kind of going to catch on to the idea. He's also going to get advantage on the homunculus.
Oh no.
That is
wait, hang on. Shouldn't the disadvantage from dodge?
That's right. Yes. That's right. However, the first one, even with it canceling out, its first roll was enough to hit.
No, it's fair. I'm just...
The second one, even with its first roll, still hits.
Damn.
Yeah, it rolled a 16. Okay.
Oh no.
And another 5 damage to the homunculus.
It's barely standing somehow.
These two
It is
come over here
puttering around.
and over here. Rico, you are going to take a swing.
A swing?
And that is an 8 to hit.
Against AC of 13?
Almost. And Valerie. A swing coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 18 to hit.
Actually, just barely.
Just barely.
They're not exaggerating. 17, yeah.
Yeah. You take 5 damage.
So there should be 3 damage because of the resistance.
Yep. And you lose 4 strength.
Oh boy.
What's your strength score looking like now? You lost 7 total.
2.
If you lose 2 more strength, you die outright.
Oh. Oh boy.
But that is it for all of the enemies' turns. Rico, it is your turn, and then it's Valerie's turn again.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's see here. I think I still have 3 slots left. Can I? Let's go ahead cast. Actually, no, it's 2. Cloud of Daggers.
Okay.
At the shadow next to me.
All right, you got it. We are going to make that rectangle. Cloud of Daggers on that shadow right there. And roll 4d4. It's free damage. That's a lot of 4s.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 14 damage. You tear him apart. He is dead.
So what?
Man, don't knock the Cloud of Daggers. All right. You still have a bonus action.
Can I cast Bardic Inspiration on myself?
Let me check to see if you can have more than one out at a time.
Actually, never mind. I'll just go ahead and cast Healing Word.
Okay.
How's your HP looking at, Valerie?
10.
Let me
Ooh.
cast it on Valerie.
Okay. You go ahead and you cast Healing Word on Valerie. Please roll for healing.
How much? Which one do I roll? Crap.
He can move Cloud of Daggers next turn. Let me double check Cloud of Daggers. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side. Centered on a point you choose within range. A creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. It does not say that you can move it.
No, that's fine.
That is where it will stay. I will say,
You tried, sweetie.
I will say, if you cast it again, then sure, because it is a concentration spell. But
Yeah.
you would have to cast it again.
I see. Okay. So It's 1d4 plus spell casting.
Which I believe your spellcasting was 5?
Where was that?
On your character sheet. Yeah, your spell attack bonus, which I count as your spellcasting ability.
Okay, so 5. So I roll a d4. Okay.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Valerie, you get 8 HP back. You are now at 18 health.
Awesome. Very good.
And can I still move?
You do still have movement.
Okay. Let's move myself over here.
Okay. That is it for Rico's turn. Valerie, you are up.
Okay, let me think. Let me see here. I'm trying to think. Actually, you know what? Just be straightforward. We could just be straightforward around him.
Okay.
And, yeah, whatever. I'm going to, I'm torn between either just trying to blast him with blast him with lightning, which is pretty, tried. It's pretty effective,
Oh, yeah.
Or I could hit him, or I could throw grease down, and then it starts slipping and falling. It can't do much.
Well, you have options. Also, I think the spell you're thinking of might be something like Moonbeam, where you can move it as an action, but you don't have to cast it again.
Yeah, or Flaming Orb or something. There was something like...
Flaming Sphere is another one.
Yeah. I think Guardian Spirit can do that also, maybe?
I know Spiritual Weapon can do that too.
Ah, okay.
It's a favorite of my wife. She plays a cleric.
Yeah, that's cool. See, the real thing is that I want to try. If I could use one feature. The problem is I'd risk an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, and if you get hit again, there's a very likely chance you may die because of a loss of strength.
Yeah.
Like, if you have any of your core stats reduced to 0, like, no bones about it, you are dead. There is no save for it.
Right. I could use my last spell slot to just warp out and be in a better position. Ugh, sorry for the giant square.
But it is up to you, Valerie, what you choose to do.
Oh, okay. If I try to flank this shadow, could I cancel out my disadvantage of my Thunder Gauntlet, my lightning launcher?
If you have disadvantage and you gain advantage, they do cancel out.
Okay. I think
that will give you flanking, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that might be the right call, just for immediate not getting instantly killed sake. Perhaps take this thing out. So, lightning launcher. 15.
Okay, that does hit. Roll for damage.
Awesome. And then I don't know why I kept it separately. It's a 6 lightning damage to it.
Okay. It will be reduced to half by 3. And
Darn.
There we go. Okay. is at the end of your turn. Your homunculus is fighting for its life over there.
Yeah. I don't know what I can do to have it. I mean, I could okay. Bonus action. I could see. I could probably have it bonus action to disengage, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, I would allow you to do that.
What's its speed? Fly 30 feet. Okay. So yeah, no, I think it will. I guess I could have it try to go. Oh. Yeah. Okay, have it come to me.
Okay.
Flying over the table, son.
You bring the homunculus back. Yep. You
Yeah.
disengage, which frees it from any opportunity attacks, and you bring it back close to you.
Yeah, that way.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's my turn now.
All right. It is now Mulgren's turn, and he is going to. He is going to Witch Bolt Rico.
More lightning.
All right. A beam of crackling blue energy lances out toward a creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target. He has to make a ranged spell attack against you, Rico, and on a hit, he gets to do 1d12 lightning damage. And on each of his turns for the duration, he can use his action to deal another 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically.
Let's see.
But he has to hit first.
My AC's at 13.
He rolled an 18.
Okay. That sucks.
He is going to do a 1d12 of damage. That's 12 damage, Rico.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. But he is going to hold there for now. The shadows. Let's see. This shadow is going to come down and try to fight the homunculus some more. And he is going to take a swing. Let's see what happens. That is going to be a hit.
No.
Let's see. That is going to be 3 damage.
It is rendered inert, damage to destroyed.
It is destroyed.
It is no HP left. Technically -1.
I'm sorry, but the homunculus shatters apart, leaving only a large-sized emerald in its place as it kunk lands on the table that was below it.
Damn you.
As you begin to fear the worst,
No.
you hear a familiar sound erupt, although this time a little bit more frightening sound. You hear a half-orc battle cry. Tomfer has entered the warehouse, and he is angry.
Oh.
He's got a hand axe in tow. And he says, You've killed my friend! And he is going to roll initiative. Oh, that was almost a nat 20.
That'd be awesome.
But he does get a turn. He does get his turn. This is technically a surprise round for him.
Nobody could have seen it coming.
He does manage to sneak around, and he gets in range of Mulgren. He lifts up his hand axe and he takes a swing. Oh, you're shitting me. He crits. He crit.
For real?
He for real
we
crit.
are so real. This is the most real gaming has ever been.
Okay, I just need to look up real quick. That's so funny. Okay. There we go. So that is going to be... What is that? Come on. Okay, there we go. It's going to be... Damn, that's already 10 damage.
Wow. Before he even rolls.
Before he even rolls.
Wow.
He got max damage!
It's perfect. We love it.
Oh my god. Okay. So that's 16 damage.
These are the storytelling moments we live for.
He absolutely God of Wars this man. Mulgren is still alive, however, but Tomfer does earn the aggro of the shadows as they realize that their master is now in danger. This shadow moves away, giving Valerie an attack of opportunity.
Ooh. If the lightning launcher, because we were already flanking, would still be
You would still be flanking, yes.
Yeah, okay. 21.
So give it one more roll, see if you get that crit.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you got advantage.
Right.
Nope. But you do damage.
Alright, I was just starting to type roll 1d. Right now, max damage. Cool.
Max damage. That is still going to be... Yeah, that's still going to be half.
1d6,
but...
so yeah.
All right, but okay, so that'll be 5 damage.
Yeah.
And Rico, you've got an attack of opportunity as well.
Okay, cool.
However, you will not get flanking because he just now moves out of your range.
That sucks. It's fine. Okay, so I'll go ahead and
give it your good old bard try. That's a hit.
Okay.
Roll for damage.
The old College of Blades try.
Okay. 7. You see the shadow is beginning to fade a little bit. He's still there, but it's looking pretty weak. But he is going to take a swipe at Tomfer.
No.
And that's a hit. He's going to do 7 damage to Tomfer, and he's going to reduce his strength by 4. Fortunately, Tomfer has like 18 strength.
Yeah, like he's a big boy.
He's a big boy, yeah. So his strength is reduced to 14. And this guy's going to come down and get flanking. He's going to do the same. That's a miss, but he has advantage. That is also a miss, even with advantage. He rolled the same thing twice.
Hey.
Okay. That is it for enemies' turns. Rico, your turn.
Okay. I'd like to move beside this shadow here and do another attack with the rapier.
All right, you got flanking.
Ooh.
Not quite with that, but you do get another roll.
Okay.
That's more like it. 18,
Okay.
That's a hit. Roll for damage. Okay. Rico, how do you do it?
How do I do it? Okay.
Yeah. How do you
all
do
right.
it?
Rapier thrust right through the what I assume to be the head of the shadow.
Okay. You lunge forward and you put the pointy part of your sword through the head of the shadow, and it just dissolves into the air. It is dead.
Okay. And I still have a bonus action, right?
You do still have a bonus action.
Can I use a healing word on myself?
You may.
Okay. What was that? A D4, I believe?
A D4 plus your spellcasting ability. So that'll be plus 5. That's 7.
All right.
Okay.
7?
All right, Valerie, it is your turn. You look over and you see Mulgren is beaten, bloodied, bruised. He is going through the ringer right now.
Okay.
He looks like he's not doing well.
I'm gonna double check my... Nah, right, but the only real relevance damaging spell I got. Ooh, you know what? That's something to mix it up from.
What you
Go
got?
into position. I'm gonna make sure, even if he wants to try to slip away, I'm trying to hit him with Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Which,
All right.
I mean, if you want me to read it, is
Yeah, feel free. Go for
a
it.
frigid beam of blue white light streaks towards the creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack with the creature. On the hit, it takes 1d8 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
All right.
So he, if he gets hit by this, he's going to be
He's
stuck.
All right, make your attack roll.
And just double checking my movement, what I have available.
Right.
Oh right, no. If I did that, no, I was thinking about an ability I have, but that would affect everybody, my friends too. Not exactly useful right now.
Please don't hit me.
No. No, I'd rather not terrify you. Anyways,
Friendly fire isn't.
Hey, wait, why does it only give the proficiency bonus there?
What is the total?
With the proficiency bonus, that's a 15, which isn't hit. That misses, doesn't it?
How much was that? One more time.
Let's see. I mean, it should be a 14 with the spellcasting modifier.
Mm-hmm. You extend your hand forward and you let loose this this beam of blue-white light, and it just barely manages to wash over him. You were so close to hitting him.
That's a darn shame.
Wait, hold up. I'm sensing something. Valerie, you have a bardic inspiration.
You do?
Oh, I'd forgotten.
How dare you?
Roll 1d6.
Listen, that's the other role of bardic inspiration, is to be forgotten you have it. I'm sorry. It's all too common. That's another 2 to push it to a 16.
That hits! Roll for damage!
Awesome. That's 1. Come on. I cannot catch a break here. Whatever. He's 1 point of cold damage, and he has less speed to move with.
Well, at least he's not running around a lot.
Yo, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Hey,
Yeah.
Valerie, how do you do it?
What the fuck?
He had 1 HP left!
I'm imagining it it kind of comes apart somewhere between. It just gets frozen to pieces, and then just falls over like a Sub-Zero, or that scene from Jason X, where he freezes the guy with liquid nitrogen, just falls apart from
Okay.
frozen.
You extend your hand, and your ray of frost begins to solidify him, and he is in agony for every second of it. It is not a very powerful hit, but it is enough to put him in a suffering freezing. As he begins to solidify in frost, he calls out, "No! No, this isn't how this ends!" And you see the two shadows that remain are slowly circling him overhead, and as he begins to crack and turn into a diamond dust on the floor, the shadows that have been circling above, they descend and they cover this bed of ice that is now on the floor, and you see them all sink into the floor. All of the ice that you had created before is gone.
It's just that you got torn apart by them, huh? Just taking what's left of them.
They have taken what is left of Mulgren Averon, and the shadows, apparently not too happy about being controlled against their will, have decided to take him with them. You have completed combat.
I can't believe I fucking did a ghost for starring Patrick Swayze into him. I can't believe this is how it ends.
Tomfer puts his hand axe on his belt, his trusty hand axe, and he looks over and he says, "That was the guy, right?"
Yeah,
That was the guy.
absolutely.
Damn.
Oh.
What was he even doing here anyway?
As far as I can tell, we still never got exactly why he was doing it, but he was trying to use these materials in here to make more talismans, set more shadows on people, to kill more people.
Rico, as you look over to where Mulgren was, you see there's a couple of things he's left behind. He's left behind a talisman. It is grander than the rest, but it looks like it was shattered in the ray of frost that Valerie had unleashed on him. It looks like destroying it was the last nail in the coffin for Mulgren, along with a folded up note.
Can we check the note?
You may.
Okay. Do I need to roll for anything?
No. You open up the note and you begin to read it. And as you read it, it becomes apparent that he was a budding necromancer who was trying to become a grand, not necessarily villain, but he wanted to be feared. He wanted to be grander than he was. And he believed his way of doing so was to create shadows of people who lived in Kyrtan, which is, as you know, the capital of the sun. And what more fitting way than to obtain the shadows from the capital of the sun?
Sounds like a pissant to me.
You see Tomfer look over and he says, "You think Graz has been avenged?"
I believe so, Tomfer. I believe so. I'm sorry with what happened, but we saved a whole lot of lives today.
He shakes his head and he says, "Nah, this is how Graz would have wanted it to end. Come on, I'll buy you a round."
First one's on me.
And with that, our adventure comes to a close.
Yay!
What an yay!
Pokey, you came very close to dying.
Yes, I sure did. That's why I felt the need to try to kill that last shadow.
I only wanted to give you like a little bit of like a nudge back in the right direction with Tomfer. I didn't expect him to come in and freaking crit. And not only did he crit,
Yeah.
he crit for max damage.
Yeah, no, the crit for max
I think
damage.
Topher did most of the work.
If it didn't go there, I was worried that he might just end up getting torn apart himself, but now it's a funny happy ending.
Oh man, I did have something set where I was like, okay, so after a while, because you guys did do a very good job of like giving him the inspiration to act on his own. So I was like, okay, I'll have him come in at around like this time, and oh my god, I can't believe how much of a difference it made.
Yeah. Sometimes all you need is just one more dude.
Yep. Oh yeah. But no, very good job, everyone. You should be proud of yourselves, because that was not an easy fight.
No. Good